In 1798, John Sullivan's family was kidnapped by Barbary pirates and sold into slavery. In 1803, Sully set sail out of Pennsylvania to take them back. Blood and Oak, link in the description. Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly Wing It number 86 here on Rumble and YouTube. And starting off tonight, we got Billy Bobsack.
Kaplaw. And I'm going to put on some ominous music.
Cool. While he's ominating the music, we got someone who built something very ominous at one point. Well, he didn't do it, but his avatar did. Readout.
Yes, I talk about ominous things. I try not to do the ominous things, but I do talk about them.
Well, they are kind of noteworthy.
Okay, I could, never mind.
And Raven.
Hey.
How you guys doing this week?
Been busy working on the book. Got a bit further, but I ended up finally getting some plastic swords in so I could play around and get some ideas on how stuff would actually work swinging swords around.
And how's that going? Having a good time with that?
I actually accidentally had somebody film some stuff tonight, and so that may end up on the internet at some point.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. It may be okay. But I was just basically kind of flourishing the sword around in a circle and trying to do it with both hands. I don't know. It may look okay. It may look weird just because I'm used to doing that, or being able to do that via the right hand, and I'm trying to learn how to do it with the left hand.
I wish Kahuna was saying that because Billy Bobsack would be clipping that. That would be taken all sorts out of context when he says it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. I had fun. Done the Ghost of the Badlands review this Sunday with Tinkagi Otter and Frederick.
Ooh, how was that?
Very fun.
I heard it was bad.
The what? Ghost of the Badlands?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard sorry.
Oh, you were thinking of Borderlands.
No. Ghost of the Badlands.
I think that was confirmed to be objectively bad.
Universally panned,
anybody who
as
actually liked
was.
it?
Randolph.
Okay,
Oh,
so
of
one rare
course.
soul actually was able to enjoy it.
Okay, Ghost of the Badlands. Yeah,
Borderlands? Who
I got
enjoyed
that in
it?
the mail, and I've been looking forward to watching that review.
The Ghost of the Yeah, just any heads up if anyone watches it. The first 30 minutes are non-spoiler. It's just after that. We do put up or say the warning before it goes into it.
Okay. Did they have a digital version of that? Because I would like to not have to open all of my nicely sealed stuff in order to read it.
It's good. It's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, you were mentioning some of the panels, how they were slightly racked, and it like gave everything a tilt deliberately.
Yeah, it was in the opening.
Yeah, I never really thought of that. I mean, I've seen I know you guys mentioned they get so artistically complex with the panels. Sometimes it becomes more of a distraction, but these kind of accomplish that while remaining simplistic, making it far easier to read.
Well, usually a complaint, and like this will be in Rook Exodus, where it's not really as overly complicated. It's just bland paneling, and this one's very much more manga, so it's mainly 3.
Which that was throwing me off, by the way, because I've been going over the Metroid manga and doing the videos on that lately. So every time I was looking at what you guys had on screen, I was reading everything backwards.
Oh, listen, you get really experience of being able to jump between the two. Now, Ghost of the Badlands is American and French, where it's left to right. That happens if you read a lot of manga and then switch back to a Western. You forget about it and start reading it the wrong way. Gotta turn down the music just a bit. Just a wee bit. There we go. Read out. You're gonna have so much to catch up on Berserk. A shit ton.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I'm genuinely serious. I'm gonna try to catch back up when we get to September. This month alone has been one of the wildest months of my life, and it's not over.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but you're still all the way back in Deluxe Volume 6.
Yes.
Like, because I think you weren't able to make it on 6 and stuff. And
How many volumes are there?
A lot.
Many.
Keep in mind these are 3-in-1, so technically there's 40 at the point.
Oh wow!
2 volumes, 14 deluxe volumes.
You know, that sounds like a lot, but if I think about it, if that was written in prose novel format, you could probably get a few of those volumes into one book easily, right? Or am I wrong here?
No, I think this is actually pretty comparable to like Wheel of Time length and shit. Or this, I mean, there's about
We're dense in the best way possible.
there's like around 600 to 700 pages per deluxe volume, except the last one, because the last one's only 2 volumes.
Now, is that the just kind of the typical standard where here in the U.S. we like to say issue, but I've noticed a lot of the mangas say volume and they're broken into actual chapters.
Yeah, well, I mean, the chapters are the issues. Now, most manga is anywhere between 10 to 20 pages per chapter, depending on what type of series it is. And then, of course, they're all collected into volumes. So these 200 to 250 page books.
Speaking of which, let me share my screen here.
Zahij.
Boom. So
we
got some manga examples right here. Well, let me click back over, make sure I'm on screen properly.
Oh no, these don't compare.
Well, but it illustrates the volume chapter point quite well. Once I really need a dual screen setup, don't I? For example, let's go into number 1 here. So I've just recently discovered, I think these were all, see, we have chapters, 5, 36, 67.
Yeah, these would just be issues. Issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I guess these were never released as individual issues. They were in like a Nintendo magazine or something. And it was coming out. The next chapter was in each issue of the magazine as just part of the magazine.
So
and
keep in mind,
assembled them all here.
That's how most Japanese media and like the manga works. It's all released in either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly magazines. So when you buy, and they're like super cheap and done like super cheap paper, and they have usually 10 or 15 mangas in there that you buy for like, I think the equivalent of like $5.
What's cool is they got so this probably would have been the cover art if it was done as its own individual issues, right? Versus Destiny, this would have been the cover art. I mean, as the equivalent of what's on the front of a comic book individually, that would be it right there.
Yes and no. I mean, it just varies. Some of them are very cover art. Some of them really aren't. They're just getting you right back into the story.
Yeah, a lot of these do that.
Here, I'm gonna find some the safe for work Berserk.
Does that exist?
Yes, 100%, totally.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the artwork in these issues?
Well, let me see.
I never really thought much of it. I was looking at the story. I recognized the characters and all that, but I never really stopped and really paid attention to the artwork.
Looks fine to me, but I'm looking. I mean, I'm not a fan of the. Not a huge fan of it, but I mean, it's serviceable. It's manga. Higher quality than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for something that was just, they released parts in a game magazine. You what? Better artwork than that latest TMNT movie.
Oh yeah.
Now,
You're not wrong.
Now, do keep in mind the manga artist did slave over that because it was probably a weekly release, meaning, well, he might not be around. But here's some of this shit.
Let me go to full screen so I can see that. And I got to put on the geek goggles. That is wow. A lot of penciling. It looks like lots and lots and lots of it.
Well, Miro was also really, kind of a standoutish manga artist just because he did 90% of this himself and then the rest was his assistants. Which is not how it typically usually goes.
Yeah, but I mean, you can tell it's like there are some scenes in the Metroid manga I was looking at where I was like really impressed with the detail of the shading. And I'm not one who pays much attention to the artwork as long as I can comprehend what's being presented. But I was impressed with some of it, and those parts that I was impressed with looks like it's just the standard for this whole thing entirely.
All right, that's about as safe as work as I can get.
Imagine how many hours were sat hunched over a table to make that happen.
Well, that's why a lot of them start dying quick, you know?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, before anybody else dies, I want it to be known that Batsaw says beep beep, and Readout says meep meep.
Meep meep.
Yeah, Batsaw should be, I think, joining us on the Deluxe Volume 9 for.
Yeah.
Beep boop.
Oh, Batsaw, if you want to join us tonight, let me know. I'll shoot you a link. Let me check over there. Okay, nobody in the Rebel chat. I got to remember to look over there because often King Bob pops in there and starts saying stuff and doesn't tell us. Just waits to see if we notice. Which I have a bad habit of not checking it.
Oh, you know how stupid Discord is? So Discord, when you download the picture, it saves it as like a web file instead.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of problems with that. I'm like, Gilded didn't do that to us.
So I had to download all because I had to download my pictures for Ghosts of the Badlands, and I had to download the ones I got Tenkage so we can have a colored and black and white during the review.
Yeah.
Had to do all 38 pages twice.
Oh.
Had to individually download them, and then had to go through them, open up fucking the Microsoft Paint, and then convert it to a PNG file.
Oh, I have no idea how to even do that. I had to take the pictures, realize that the picture files, I try and drop it in, it says, this is not a picture. I'm like, yes, it is. I'm looking at it.
So Otter actually told me how to do it.
I go to it. What I do is I take my phone, go into Discord, and then I expand the picture on there, screenshot it, then I upload it to Google Photos, then download it from Google Photos to my computer.
Oh goodness.
Well, I can show you.
On the computer, I just right click I like blow up the image and then right click on it and say copy image, and then from there you can just paste it into Paint and then save it however you want.
I don't know.
I didn't even have to do that. I think I picked I think save as, and then or not. No, I opened it and then opened it in Paint and then done save as is all I had to do.
Yeah. Well, somebody just joined us. Well, somebody who wrote something like this. Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Wraiths, an exciting sword and sorcery adventure about two brothers trying to make their way in a harsh world. Link in the description.
Yeah, I wonder who joined.
Nice.
Kapow, kapow.
How's everybody doing tonight?
All right, except I just noticed something. I'm
What's
looking
that?
at all the book promo things I have here. Idiot me, not one of them is my book.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks, Drinker.
I have all the other videos on this channel where I could slap it in there if I choose.
And of course, I played this before stream, but I'm gonna have to play it every stream now because it's my favorite clip.
I don't even understand the context to it, and I find that hilarious.
Megamine, she can only use one spell, which is Explosion, which is basically a fucking nuke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other party is going in to clear out a dungeon. Well, she can't set off her spell in a fucking cramped area, so she's just outside, like practicing her how she's gonna say the word explosion when she shoots a spell. That's it. That's the only context.
So what happened? Why is the cat rolling over?
Because she said explosion right at the fucking cat that knows it goes off like a nuke.
Yeah.
She
Early,
hit herself. It's she.
I remember one episode where she explodes it off, and he ends up having to carry her back because she's just so wasted from casting the spell.
Well, there's many moments like that. I mean, there's the one where she takes him to a castle, and then every day is exploding the castle, which turns out the fucking General King is living there, and he was avoiding the starter town. But since these assholes kept blowing up the castle, he shows up there and is like, "Stop fucking exploding it." And that's it. Oh my god, I forgot we also...
That's like... who's that Marvel villain with the unfortunate superpower? Nitro. His superpower is just blowing himself up. I mean, obviously it doesn't kill him, or he wouldn't be able to do
Adam
it.
do that?
Well, it sounds like a really crappy superpower.
Doesn't Adam do that?
I don't know.
That's us wants a link.
Oh, I sent it to him.
But I'm also going to play this clip because
Oh, wait, he's here. Hang on.
Because I also remembered.
He's here
on the bus.
Yeah, we need
Mr.
a
Bad Sauce.
I need to get like Roadrunner meep clip and play that when you play.
Wait, this is like the perfect clip for Bat Sauce's intro.
I completely forgot we had that one.
What in the world?
What did I just see?
Great movie.
I don't know if I needed to see that.
Billy, we need to have that clip whenever we do the Shadow of the Conqueror review.
That's what I got it. That's why I got frequency. It's for the Shadow.
What movie is that?
That's Kung Pao, right?
Yeah,
I think it is?
yeah. It was because James brought that movie. I completely forgot about that movie, and I have been like trying to think of a clip that would be the Cumsicle bit. Me and Otter's Shadow of the Conqueror review.
Yeah.
Then when James played that, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, there it is." That's perfect. Oh boy.
So have you guys been seeing the Elon Musk response to the EU trying to get X to be more censorious?
No, but I imagine it's hilarious.
He basically quoted Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder and said, "Why don't you go fuck your own face?"
Oh yeah, I saw that. He used the meme, didn't he?
It was legendary.
How much blackmail do they have on Tom Cruise to be like, "No, we're gonna have you play like a really fat, bald"?
No, he wanted. Actually, I think Ben Stiller was originally going to do that, and then Tom Cruise is like, "Nah, if I'm playing this, I'm doing that one."
Well, he should have done it again. He only done it once. That's the sad part, you know.
It's like one of the strangest Tom Cruise roles out there, and that's saying something.
I think he's just more strange as a person, not really so much his roles.
Wasn't it Jamie Foxx who convinced Robert Downey Jr. to fucking do the blackface in the character? To play the.
Probably. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised.
Hang
It
on,
sounds like
a
it's
second,
something
guys.
Jamie Foxx would do.
Hang on a second. Hey, Bat Sauce, could you just speak for a minute or give me a 10 count? I want to adjust your volume and bump it up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9.
That's strange. I just doubled them. I just cranked it up by
One
double,
second.
and it didn't sound any different.
Let me check my. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. Yeah, of course, the gain is different. All right, is that better?
Oh, much better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Microsoft just keeps on changing all the time. Like, no matter what you do. Yeah.
AC Pritchard Hale, he says, smash the like button for RDJ and Black. Did you see Jester Bell's post the other day? It was hilarious. She showed RDJ from Tropic Thunder, and the caption said, "I'm so glad they finally decided to recast T'Challa."
You know, that's what should have been the joke in Deadpool. They got a Robert Downey Jr. Cameo, but it's just
They tried to get him, and he turned it down.
in what?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm pretty sure. Why? Well, you know what? I might
I
know
guess he
why.
didn't
They
like the
probably
scene.
had the money he wanted.
There's a lot of things that movie could have done better.
I will be seeing that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sonnet wants to go see it, so I'm taking her to see it.
I haven't watched it. I just watched some like clips of it.
And
It
by
was-
the
it
time
was-
I get back, I'll probably end up agreeing with Esparza, where he said it was great the first time, and then the more you watch it, the more you just see the problems.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was enjoyable. The story was absolute like a mess if you think about it for 2 seconds, and it has zero effect on the MCU whatsoever.
Yeah. Now, I don't expect a whole lot of depth out of Deadpool. I expect a lot more referential humor than anything,
Yeah.
which is what it is. And the story has got to be enough to give you the continuity of what's going on to facilitate all the fun.
Yeah.
I get that, but writing still has to matter to a point where I despise that anchor beam concept. I hope they don't use that again.
Well,
I know it's got precedent in the source material, but even then, it's like, what did they do that once and never again? It's such a dumb concept. When this person dies, your whole reality starts to just fall apart. That's dumb.
Was the whole thing supposed to be that the Wolverine in his timeline died, so he had to get another one?
Yeah,
It's something like that,
technically
yeah.
it didn't happen yet, but Mr. Paradox from the TVA pulled Deadpool out, which, Deadpool's time is still at Deadpool's present. Wolverine had not yet died. So Mr. Paradox pulls him out and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna nuke your timeline, but I want you to work for me." It's like, what a moron! You realize this Deadpool? He's the second you piss him off, he is going to be the biggest pain in your ass ever.
Supposed to be good.
They're supposed to,
it's like a rogue
agent.
team. Yeah. It's dumb. It's really dumb. The emotional beat they attempted to have in this one was just like the weakest by far in the Deadpool movies. But
there was no reason to have him and Vanessa broken up. None.
oh my god, that was probably the dumbest thing. Yeah.
Was there any point? Did they do anything with X-23 with Deadpool?
Not
Or not
really.
Deadpool, Wolverine. I mean,
That's the other thing. So it's jam packed with like cameos, and some of them are good, but then some of them are just like they kind of piss you off once you start to think about it. Like there's some cameos where you're like that. Yeah, you could have done more. Like that's kind of just don't do it at all.
Spoiler warning to everybody. I mean, I know what I mentioned so far is not a big spoiler. Him and Vanessa being broken up, it's
right in the beginning.
Yeah, right in the beginning. And the anchor being, well, everyone's been talking about that all over the internet at this point anyway.
Yeah, it's in the beginning
And
as
I
well
still
too.
hate the idea. But I'm going to get into some spoilers now, which these are out there in the internet too, because I haven't personally seen the movie yet. But I've been finding the shorts of Chris Evans' appearance, and I thought it was hilarious.
oh yeah, because you think it's supposed to be Captain America, and of course it's fucking Johnny Storm.
Oh,
my God.
that was great.
It's just one
And,
gigantic.
and then he uses his powers, of all people, on Pyro. The one guy who in the source material was able to, at one point, puppeteer Storm. Because, oh, I'm pyrokinetic. You generate fire? Hey, you're my puppet. His Spider-Man had to, like, stop Pyro because Johnny Storm was just, he couldn't control himself, and Pyro was throwing him in full flame mode at crowds of people.
I mean, I did see that the end credits was funny with the, because Deadpool gets Johnny Storm killed. End credits is just showing that Johnny Storm actually did say all that shit. They said that he wasn't lying.
Yeah. And at least it wasn't just a commercial for another movie. I have no problem with an after credit setting up something else. I find that, but I mean, when you get more excited for the end credit scene than the movie itself, there's a problem. The Wesley Snipes showing up was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I was disappointed. Evidently, there's no there's no joke about Ryan Reynolds being in the Blade movie.
No, I don't think there is.
That's
I haven't heard
little
anyone say it
surprising,
anyway.
actually.
Like it kind of would have been funny if if Blade, said you remind me of like a little, little twink bitch or some shit.
Or if he actually reprised that role and showed up alongside Blade, and he just goes, "That guy looks familiar."
I know Gambit's in there, but it's Channing Tatum playing as Gambit. And
Still a better Gambit than last time.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
Taylor Kitsch,
Don't remind me of that movie.
Taylor
It was
Kitsch
so
wasn't
bad.
bad as far as portraying the character, other than, he wasn't in the comic accurate. I mean, with Channing Tatum, they went full comic accurate, and it was really cool. I mean, it didn't look right on his face. I think the side pieces needed to come out further to give it that more narrow look, because Gambit's always had that angular face, and Channing Tatum does not. Maybe he could have pulled it off, 20 years ago when they wanted to do the Gambit movie, but it doesn't work now, unfortunately. But that was, I mean, you could tell they truly wanted to emulate the character properly. They had all the gear he would typically wear in the comics. I mean, the outfit was spot on.
Who are you talking about?
Gambit.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the costume or Channing Tatum, but like just chubby face.
Yeah,
That's the only issue.
They should have brought the side face piece of his mask out further to his cheekbone to make him look a little more narrow in the face.
Yeah.
Well, all it took for us to get Wolverine in his costume was Hugh Jackman saying, "I don't want to work out anymore."
No, it's just Ryan Reynolds being like, "No, we're doing it." Probably it.
Actually,
Yeah.
I heard it was the other way around.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, yeah. And hi, C Bob, our C wife.
I will be right back. I need to go grab some cat food for the for Gray outside.
Priority.
Well, I don't want to talk too much Wolverine, Deadpool, since it doesn't sound like too many people have seen it here.
You're not gonna get me to see it. No disrespect, just I'm not an MCU person. Oh, I've watched MCU stuff and I've watched Deadpool stuff, but it's not. Look, I saw look. Summer blockbusters peaked for me. Somehow Twisters was good. That was like the biggest shock to me all summer. And I'm like, nope. I'm not being fooled by anything else. I saw a good movie. I'm not going back to the theaters.
I'm just
No, I
not
know
really
it's
much
the
of a
biggest shock
Deadpool
for
kind of
you,
guy
Reed Out.
myself.
Read out. Let's be honest. The biggest shock for you was, albeit forgettable, was an absolute trash with the something snakes.
Oh God, that was last year.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this year. I'm not talking about last year's film lineup.
Was
The
it last
movie
year?
that I was at, and I
I
apparently
thought that was this year.
no, that was that November? Was that last year?
I think that was this year.
Yeah,
It was
well,
like
they-
early this year.
no.
What movie are we talking about?
Ruined your mind.
the Hunger Games prequel.
Oh yeah,
No,
came
that
out.
was last year. That was last year, November 2023. I'm seeing the release date now.
Maybe I'm getting it all blurred up where we were reviewing all of the Hunger Games books and then
It was
Fourth Wing.
it was around that time.
Oh god.
Oh God.
I didn't even get to go on that stream. I was in Italy, and I read the book for the stream.
You read Fourth Wing?
Yeah. Because remember, I was going
Oh
to be on
god,
that stream.
I
gosh.
pity you.
How many people in this panel have read Fourth Wing?
Ouch.
Me,
Not it.
Read out, Otter.
One too many.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the moron who went and read Iron Flame afterwards.
So I'm gonna rant now. I'm gonna rant. So I got to visit the Field of Lost Shoes this week, which was the scene of a charge made by Virginia Military Institute cadets in 1864.
Ooh.
And as part of the initiation for all new VMI cadets, they have to charge that field every year. Like it is a borderline religious ceremony that happens. That's their initiation.
Oh, nice.
That is a proper military academy initiation. What did they do in Fourth Wing? They have you walk that freaking ledge and like everybody, like half of the recruiting pool dies. So I don't want to hear that offer say, well, I studied history. There's an actual military academy that charges a historic battlefield every year as their initiation. Nobody is killed at the end of the initiation.
It would make
Yeah,
a lot
no,
more
I-
sense if they had a huge surplus of initiates or something and they were trying to like thin the herd a little bit. That would make more sense, but it's like
And
They're
I-
valuable.
we've been at
No.
war for
I wanna put this
remember
out
who's
here.
the god
100
they keep
years.
calling to? Malik. Sounds very similar to Molech. I swear, their government's run by a death cult.
probably
Yeah, no,
is.
my brother-in-law
It's stupid.
graduated from VMI. I went to that ceremony, but yeah, the whole claim of being like, "Oh, I'm married to a military enlisted or whatever," like that. It definitely helps sell, and people are just like, "Oh, sure, we'll believe it." But like everything in there is like, dude, no. What do you serve?
I'm
Like 2
willing
years?
to exaggerate, but then there's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
well, for those who have read Fourth Wing, how many of them have also read Shadow of the Conqueror?
I have.
So, what do you think of this concept? Let's take Dalen and Zayden and have them swap places and see how they do running through the same challenges.
oh god.
Dalen would crush it. I mean, he's overpowered as hell.
No, I don't know because he's
Yeah.
got to deal with a night cycle, something he's not used to.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
And
point.
and
quite a
Zayden,
character
he would
switch.
need his dragon there to use his magic, but
Wait, what are you talking
he's
about?
a shadow wielder,
Otto, what are you
and they
talking
need
about?
light to work their magic. So
Yes,
both
that's
of them would
bullshit
have some
magic.
interesting things going on.
No, he has bullshit magic that he can just use it to temporarily fix him to like accommodate for the
I'm bonding to the ability to kill a dragon.
yeah.
Bonding
Yeah.
to my ability to
That
think.
book.
I don't know.
I
It
can
depends.
I don't
think
think
Does
y'all really
Dalen
understand.
take any sunstones with him to the other world?
Listen, I don't.
No, that's
really,
very true. It's very true.
I don't think y'all understand how strong the Cumsicle is.
And here's the other thing: would Dalen's powers work while he's within the best Gaiath wards?
Oh, that's just a pointless fight then.
No, I'm not having them fight each other. I'm wondering how they would do handling each other's worlds.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I
he
think
has to-
Dalen would definitely be the smartest person in that world. Period. Because everybody in the Fourth Wing's fucking retarded. So
I mean,
Unfortunately.
that's not a high bar, to be
Well,
honest.
you're
I know,
comparing
yeah.
you're comparing the retardation of everybody in Fourth Wing to Dalen, who is quite the Mary Sue.
Hey,
Wait, hold
hey,
on.
Dalen's kind of a borderline Mary Sue as well.
Yeah,
I am a big fan of the book, so just a heads up.
Oh, I read them both and I enjoyed them both. Yes,
I
I,
have
enjoyed
mixed
Fourth
feelings
Wing.
on Shadow of the
Same.
Conqueror. I do not enjoy Fourth Wing.
I think I was nerding out over, oh, how does this magic system work? And I started doing versus battles in my head as I was reading the book. So I was stuck on nerd stuff and completely skimming over
The Fourth
whatever
Wing magic
magic
system.
crap they were throwing it. It's interesting, I think. And
Well,
cool
it
magic
wasn't
system.
it wasn't like the worst, but it's basically just whatever power, like random power. So it you could definitely see it being of like, hey, oh, we need to solve this issue. Oh, here's this random character we've never heard of. Like, what's your power? oh, that's exactly what we need. And it happened in the book a few times.
Well, you get a bit of that both in Fourth Wing and Shadow of the Conqueror. I think Fourth Wing has an interesting magic system executed poorly, and I think Shadow of the Conqueror has a mid magic system. I think if done a certain way, it could be really cool.
I think
but I
Shadow
still
of the
think it's done
Conqueror
poorly.
magic system would convert excellent to a card game.
If they
Yeah.
tweaked that power system just a little bit, I actually really like the power system. But just like being able to bond to just anything, it was getting ridiculous.
It feels a
Sword
bit too video gamey in a lot of ways, and worse still, there isn't really any clear boundaries to how he can use it. That's the big problem I have with that book.
Oh, by the way, I just want to do some shout outs. More have joined us in the chat. Tim Allen, Skunks Workshop, Christina. Anybody else? Did I call everyone out so far? I think I got everyone at some point now.
So that was the whole point of the Cumsicle thing, is when you show us how far you can go with the bonding to the point where he's able to use it to perfectly remember shit and all that, and then he can change his density. It's like, all right, well, if you don't put limits onto it, technically the Cumsicle.
Well, there are limits. It's just
those limits.
it was this binding it to his skill was retarded, and then binding it to like perception, like maybe to like slow down your thoughts or something like that, but to something like, I don't know, it was getting too many different things you can bond it to, and it was like,
I think it was showing us that he can bond it to anything as long as he has the points.
yeah.
Ivan and Pickle. Good call, Tim Allen. Those two were a riot.
What was the other? Do any of y'all remember the robot chicken skit with Superman and Lois?
Not off the top of my head, no.
It was a police detective like doing a crime scene, and Superman was there to help investigate of like Lois Lane dead.
Nerd.
So it was a whole blowjob joke. I have to find it.
Let's see. Where are the buttons? There we go.
The buttons always elude you.
Yeah, I'm not even on StreamYard right now.
Oh,
There we
I
go.
was just making a wild statement while I'm talking and playing a video game at the same time.
I'm trying to schedule all these videos for Iron Seas.
he says I should have submitted Kung Pao for Kung Fu Week.
Oh, we almost did. I was almost there. Kung Fu Hustle still would have won.
Tim Allen says never followed much of Robot Chicken. I think one of my favorite ones was when they had the big race and like they had Ponch and John from Chips in there, Dom from all the car race movies. They had Knight Rider, the Dukes, Batman, and the Batmobile. They had all the like. It was freaking hilarious. And of course, most of them didn't survive to the end of the race.
Well, Optimus Prime, they had it where he died, and I think he transformed into a fucking coffin at the end.
You know, I actually had a relative that worked on that show. Like my uncle married in. His brother worked on it. He was a writer. But I don't know what episodes he did or anything like that. But
He did the most fucked up ones.
probably.
James responded to something over we had on Discord where is it? I posted. I'd love it if we could take the main characters from our books, convert them into character sheets, and play some games with them together in one setting. That would be a blast. Esparza responded and asked, "Does that mean I have to play a girl gnome?"
Well, his character would be like, what, 2 centimeters tall?
Yeah, she's like,
So it just passes stealth checks. Like, you don't even have to roll.
"We are the Littles." Cannonball Run was awesome.
Yes. Yes, it was.
The best Gen X race movies, both Cannonball Run movies, prove me wrong. Dom DeLuise, dun dun dun, Captain Chaos.
But what if he was here? Him.
The captain.
No. Every time he'll refer to Captain Chaos, DeLuise go, but what if he was here?
Yeah.
And then you could just have Burt Reynolds' reaction of, no, not him. So I got to tell. So my father told me this account. Now I want you to imagine it. It's the mid-1980s, and you're on an aircraft carrier in the Indian Ocean, potentially going through a typhoon as they're filming Top Gun, and you have to replace the Enterprise. It's a long story anyways. And you're getting a little bit tired with your commanding official, and you really like Cannonball Run. And your commanding official comes down to the engine room, which is hot as hell. And everybody in the engine room has donned Captain Chaos masks and ask about him. What do you do if you're that commanding officer?
That was way too much for me to kind of understand what the hell you just said.
In short, nothing but confusion was left to that commanding officer. Everybody dressed as Captain Chaos in the engine room of that aircraft carrier that day. Because Cannonball Run is just that awesome.
Wrangler, you're muted.
Yeah, be careful, Wrangler. You've been muting yourself a lot.
I'd say it's
I'm good
between
at
that
that.
one and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I like both of those.
I really
Both
like
of
it.
them remember Midnight Run?
Mad World.
Oh, Midnight Run's great.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
See how long until De Niro loses his marbles. Can't stand all of the requirements for that freaking. What was he, like the insurance agent or something? No, what was he, the accountant for the one mafia? Not De Niro himself, the other guy.
I'm trying to remember. The last time I saw that movie, I was maybe 12 years old or something. I don't know. So I'm surprised I even remembered it existed.
It's De Niro and Grodin. Yeah, it's Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin.
Christy, you're always yelling at your cat. Seriously, every time I talk to her on the phone, it's like she's babysitting a bunch of toddlers because she's always yelling at her cats for getting into stuff left and right and center. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. This dead air is brought to you by my brain dead self. Christy says Dom DeLuise was sexy.
So what everybody got going on this week, huh?
I don't know how you
People
call
thought
Dom
it sucked.
DeLuise sexy. First of all, he's a dude, so that doesn't apply.
Well, I know plenty of people that thought his son was.
I don't even know who that is.
From Wizards of Waverly Place.
Well, I was gonna say in Stargate. You see him often in Stargate.
I don't remember him being in the
Thanks, by the
Stargate.
way, Skunks, for the commission. The Dwater looks absolutely incrable.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Speaking
I
of
need to
which-
share that on stream. Hold up.
What's
Speaking
up,
of
bro?
which, oh boy, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing
Hello.
okay. Tim Allen says, I can remove the dead air with some provocative thoughts. I have no doubt.
Wait, no. That's my job. What the hell is he doing here? Get the fuck out of here. That's my job to do.
You kind of got a point there, Crow.
Yeah, like I got some socks. Rita, we're gonna have that World War. We're gonna have the Civil War yet, or what?
Civil War.
You see?
Civil
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
There you go, Frequency.
Yeah, don't you know?
I know there was a civil war between 1861 and 1865.
Shut up, nerd.
Hoping to avoid part 2 on that. Still.
Praying
Yeah,
Every day.
you say that.
every hour.
Yeah, you guys say
Then
that,
yes,
but I
please
mean,
keep playing because we need it.
Because I would really, really not like to have to go full Sherman.
I would. Why? Let's go for Sherman here.
No, I don't want to go
Let's see
full
what
Sherman.
happens.
Better things to do with my time.
It's especially helpful when the mainstream media are kind of self-Shermaning themselves. Wow, I just created
You
a
know
term.
what?
Self-Shermaning,
That's a good
setting
one.
themselves in flames.
I just want to see you out there with your musket.
See Reed out walking over the
Basically,
ridge
I
in
just want you to
full,
know.
full time period piece with a full fife and drum march right behind him playing as he walks.
Yeah, that'd most likely be it, to be honest. Yeah, we're at war. The missiles are coming down. Why are you out there in full Union wool with your Springfield? Well, it's
I use what I know.
I use what I know. Yes.
I was
Read
a color
out.
guard in ROTC, so I can do that for you.
Read
I'm
out.
wondering
You know
if the
for a
UK
fact.
might, the
You know
UK
for a
might end
fact-
up in a civil war first.
Mm.
Oh yeah, the UK. I've been reading all about the UK. You
It's
want
like
to talk
they're
about
in a
that,
race.
Rita?
It's like every country's in a race to see who can do this funny first.
And Bob, king of
Did
Rumble
you
again.
did you see like the video where the dude was getting arrested for the Facebook messages?
Yep,
Yep.
I did.
Email cop showed up and was like, "You said some really mean things on the internet."
And it's been
God.
going on in Australia for a while.
Which is so weird because Aussie seems so rugged and the type of people that would look at somebody saying like that and go, "Piss off! I don't care."
They
Yeah,
have,
they're
like,
also
internet-
Brits too, though.
They have like
Yeah.
internet restrictions and stuff in Australia. I've had for a long time.
One time I
You know-
asked somebody to consider the Brits and how they're very cultured and very, uppity and stuff, comparison to us savages over here. And I said, just considering the British culture, could you imagine a British redneck? And they're like, no. I said, then what do you call Australia? Got a whole continent full of them right there.
Whoa.
I mean, they
The
got
Hedge
British
is
rednecks.
here, and I agree with his nickname tonight.
But
Well,
listen,
putting a
Oh.
crappy movie in in your name now, huh?
He's throwing
No,
down
no,
from the
but-
start.
apparently
Isn't
Wrangler.
your title butt sauce?
Butt sauce. Hey, Maji claimed that one first by accident, like forever ago.
Well, that's
Well,
okay.
Oh, poor Maji.
Hey, no critiquing me, okay, guys? Stop it.
Oh,
That's okay.
Stop it.
I already got a butt sauce meme. So
don't worry, you might turn on somebody.
Yeah.
Wrangler.
No, but
You know
seriously.
what I've been doing though?
What have you been
Because
doing?
because apparently Britain is gonna arrest me for like posting all the memes and videos of the Muslims killing all the white people over there. I've just been reposting nothing but those kind of videos on my Twitter all day, every day. And I'm waiting for the Brits to come and arrest me, you know?
Don't
They-
worry,
you-
John
you
Paul
can't-
Jones
you
is sure
can't
you
get out
want to
of
be
their
arrested by the
jurisdiction.
Brits.
What'd you guys say?
John Paul Jones ensured you wouldn't be arrested by the Brits. Now, I can't
Not-
say anything about our own federal government. but
Yeah.
with the
Not
Brits,
to mention,
Paul Jones
we're
is
out of their jurisdiction.
Yeah, but still, it's a beautiful idea to imagine these guys trying to take me away to their prison in Florida. Do you know?
I mean that was, I don't know, that was like honestly the most embarrassing thing that a country could do, like saying we're going to arrest people in a foreign country. Like, no, you can't. And for them to not like make an official statement being like, yeah, don't listen to that guy, he's not serious, is just
Yep.
even more embarrassing.
yeah, for posting a meme.
Yeah.
I've been being more
Thankfully, we
spicy
have the
than memes.
Constitution here. While it is being greatly assaulted, it is still preventing us from going completely into that so quickly. But
So
it
you're
is
saying-
being eroded, so we got to start.
So you're saying they tried to pull a California?
Yep, they try to pull a California.
What was it? Was California was trying to pass a law saying you're not allowed to own guns in these other states?
Yeah.
It's not going to fly very
Sounds
well.
like California.
Especially places like New Hampshire, they're going to just give you the bird.
in Texas and Florida and Virginia. I mean, Rita, you're praying every day, all day for no civil war, but God Almighty, are they begging for one? I can tell you that much right now.
Maji!
Hail, Maji.
Join us. Join
One
us.
of us. One of
One
us.
of us.
Come on, Maji. You know you want to join.
One of
Come.
the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew.
Come to the crow's nest and imbibe in the darkness of life. I'm full of happy vibes these days, if you guys couldn't tell. I'm full of happy vibes these days, if you guys couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
you
obvious.
need a little more light and goodness in your life.
It's always best to look on the bright side.
No.
Look on the bright side. Of
No. By looking in the... No, listen, only guys like, who the fuck was the guy's name? Bob Ross can do that and make money. I can't do that and make money. I can be miserable and angry all the time. That makes me more money. You know? You know, not
Well,
everyone
that's
can be
that's the
happy.
Twitter method of doing it.
I understand Grimdark,
Twitter rules the world.
but I'd like to see you happy.
Darkish Grimmy.
Yeah, but I'm happy spreading my version of joy across the world. You know? That's what makes me happy.
Your special kind of joy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what... I don't see anything wrong with that. Thank you very much.
Does it require a wet wipe after
Sir?
you spread it?
Nah, it requires sandpaper. You made the joke, sir. I only finish it. Let's not keep going down that rabbit hole if we can we?
There we are. We got a full house.
It's a
We can
full
now-
house tonight.
We can do the boogaloo now. Woo!
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you guys have been going over Berserk. I'm curious, how well do you guys think Steel and Stormbright can survive in the Berserk world?
They'd be dead.
No.
They'd be dead.
No.
Yeah, probably.
They be
Like,
looking good, boy. They be looking good.
They
The
would
moment they
probably not
encounter
make
a
it.
possible, they're just fucked.
Otter, I'm sorry. I haven't read your book. I mean to, but I can tell you right now, your characters are gonna be murder fucked if they
I
go
made
into the
them
Berserk
weak on
world.
purpose. You
Crow
know?
is correct.
I'm curious to see how mine would handle it. Not obviously first book ones, they'd probably get wrecked. But into the second book, I'm curious to see how they could handle that world.
You guys think my
I
characters can
can tell you
survive?
exactly how.
You guys know my characters, right? Y'all know?
Not yet.
You wrote a book?
Hear about them.
Yeah. No, I got a book. Yeah.
Hold on,
Yeah,
let's
Like,
be-
we
show
can
that
chill
for a
it.
minute.
Chill.
Oh.
Somewhere back in the box. Oh, it's underneath the seat.
Reach under the
Whoa.
seat and
Come on, Edge.
look
See
under
it?
your
Oh, yeah.
chairs.
It's not even
Oh.
disappearing. Yeah. I like co-wrote it with my wife. I mean, it's like main
That's
editor.
awesome.
Yeah. Let me
I love how he disappears into the back of the bus, but you can see these really cool books behind him.
yeah.
Whoa, what's
Well,
on
like-
the shelf? Whoa.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I got I brought all my stuff
Anyway.
downstairs, but now my green screen doesn't work as well. I
Listen, I'm
got
doing
a
bat
really
sauce.
big shelf.
He's been
Roy
false
Mustang.
advertising that he's in the short bus.
He has a statue of the
turns out
dear
he's not.
God.
I got it's a little this is actually really
Oh wow.
Can you hear that?
And it's a music box with the
no,
Mononoke
it's-
Hime theme.
It's not a
You
music
need it.
box, it's a music buck.
Yeah.
Huh.
I got Kurama and Hiei. Right there.
Oh,
Wow.
he's cool.
I'm watching that again right now.
That's my favorite ever. I got
I agree.
Hisoka. I actually got this in Italy.
Huh.
I got
I see you got your 50 Shades of Grey collection going on there.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, he does.
Very spicy.
I got this. Yeah, I'm sure you guys recognize this one.
I'll be right back, guys. Hang on.
Last one.
You're right at that
Yo,
point. Of
James.
too.
I got that.
Oh,
my
very nice.
God.
Oh wow.
His skill.
That looks incredible.
I need it. I need it.
Yeah, a lot of those. Well, a lot of the like Roy Mustang. This is you guys remember Beast Wars?
Yep.
So that wolf.
Remember.
Can't remember his name. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're a Transformer fan, huh? Yeah, a lot of them came from Japan, and then like the Berserk ones and the Hiei one, that was like presents for my wife. But buy my book. I got this, Dawn Edge.
Silverbolt behind you in the background.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Beast Wars.
Yep.
So can you give us the elevator pitch for Dawn Edge?
It's a book.
Man,
It's a nice book.
Well, let me expand that.
It's used for beating people.
yeah.
Hold that up to the camera again. I just expanded your screen.
Yeah, it's Silverbolt.
It's got shooting missiles. You can like, yeah.
Ow!
Now you
How
know
do you take those things?
the hard part.
Don't hit the host.
No, hit the
They
host.
don't hit the host.
Let's see. Jesus Christ, come on. Get back in there. I've had that one like I had that as a kid because I got it like first when it like came out, and then when I was asleep, my brother stole it, and then he tried to fly it and broke the wing, and so I got one when I was an adult. So it means a lot to me. I didn't like that went away, but I can read you guys the back of my book. I don't know, like doing the elevator pitch because it's like there's a lot of mystery, so it's like I hate doing the like I don't know what to say, you know. All right.
Yeah.
All right, George.
Serious.
An AI perceived by almost all to be the god of a new age was the first AI to be created with an insatiable curiosity. George has established itself as the sole global superpower, and this curiosity has now led George to seek out the original creator of the world it inhabits. The answer may lie in a small group of people it refers to as the Descended. I can't even say my own word. Who began exhibiting unprecedented powers in the continental megacity that is George's domain. In the society George has created, where mankind lives in comfortable, unshakable security, what was thought to be impossible happened. A school suffered a terrorist attack, resulting in the deaths of hundreds of adolescents. I can't read, dude. Shortly after the attack, George discovers 6 of the surviving students possess these new powers and recruits them for an elite program. They will train to take revenge and bring the person who attacked their school to face George's justice. So through their journey, the 6 Descended will learn about the strange origin of their powers and the truth behind the attack. Boom.
I will hug him and love him and kiss him and pat his fuzzy little head and name him George.
Yeah. Curious, George.
Bad sauce. I want you to understand something real quick. You have me at super powerful mega AI.
All right.
I'm kind of a fan of those, and I have a bit of an unhealthy obsession with AIs and the singularity and giant killer robots. So you clearly have my attention, sir. Good job.
Yeah, I think like the vague idea of it originally, like I wrote this, actually, it's been like years now since I wrote this. I've written another book that's not published, but essentially it was like, what if an AI like tried to discover God, essentially? And then...
Jesus, dude, why are you reading my mind? That's what?
Well, a big thing was like I watched Alex Jones on Joe Rogan give like the craziest like conspiracy theory ever, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
I remember that one. That was good.
Conspiracy theories are the best things for coming up with story ideas.
Interdimensional clockwork elves.
Bad sauce, you wanna You want to get together and have a gaming session one time? I'll run a game with you. Because you sound fucking awesome.
Sure.
I gotta invite you on my Discord. Sorry, Otter, he's mine now. I claim him over you. I'm sorry. That's just the way it's gonna go now.
Sorry, Bat Sauce. Stormcrow
So-
claimed you.
All right.
Bat Sauce is now going steady with Stormcrow.
No, this is a purely game master player relationship.
Mhm.
He's
not what I
already
heard.
married. He's already married. If his wife
Purely
wants to join,
platonic,
It's
folks.
strictly platonic.
It's totally platonic. All we do is we play games, spoon, and get naked.
Cross swords. Nothing gay.
Jordan Peterson.
Mary!
that's between Billy Bobsek and our Otter
Herman,
guys. Don't
you got to
confuse
do
us.
it as Jordan
Sorry.
Peterson.
Greetings, Star Fury. Ain't it past your bedtime?
Hang on. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not really AI right now. I mean, technically, just large language model.
Actually, Star Fury, that I see that as a good thing. And it's
Yeah.
good to see you. It is a surprise to see you out this late. I'm glad you're here.
Well, it's because the AI doesn't know what's errors. Well, it doesn't know what human errors are necessarily. So it's like
I like
I'm
how
struggling to filter.
unintentionally racist the AI is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of that's human interference, though.
It's
Yeah,
probably just a
but-
bunch of trolls fucking with the AI, so it ends up spouting out something really out of left field.
Are you
Well,
talking about like when it only
Not
like
the people who made the programming and then unintentionally adapted it to be that way.
So are you referring to when it would only generate black people, or when it just almost never generates black people?
Both.
Yeah, because it wasn't generating black people unless specified, because it's pulling from a majority white pool, so it's just
What was it?
statistics.
I think it was Gemini. No matter what you ask it to show you a white family, and it said this is like we need to be inclusive or something. But you ask it to show you a Viking, and then it showed you a Native American Viking, an Asian Viking, an African Viking. It's like
That was all.
Not even just in the
that was all
art,
human.
but some of the descriptions themselves. You're just like, where the hell does this thing bake up with this shit? You had to be high to program him, man.
I think that was all human
into the
interference.
programming. Yeah, identity politics was baked into the AI programming, so it really disliked white people. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
showing
it's-
white people as racist or something.
It's like the bread is a reflection of the baker. So no, I'm dead serious.
It's especially true with, I think the buzzword for it is Gen AI. Any of those that are taking from large data pools to actually create its own quote unquote creation. It's basically looking at what a lot of other people are saying and doing and just imitating that.
Herman,
yeah.
can you say that in Jordan Peterson's voice? No, fuck it, go back.
Okay, hang on. I'm not sure if I can do it. I don't know if my voice is right, but hang on. Okay. Is bad sauce going to be turned into butt sauce in Stormcrow's torture chamber?
1 minute or 1 hour, 3 minutes, 20 seconds frequency. 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 20 seconds.
By the way, it's not platonic if you're spooning naked. You don't want to do that, young man. It's telling you, even if there's games involved, it's probably not the games you want to play, bucko.
It may not be the kind of games I want to play, Mr. Peterson, but it's the kind of games that turns you into a man. That's what my daddy used to say, at least.
Okay, I'm switching out of Jordan Peterson mode now.
Oh,
There you
but
go,
I
you
thought,
scared
That's a
Herman
hedge
off.
no one wants to jump.
but I thought you could help me. I guess Dr. Peterson can't do shit now, can he?
It's
Oh,
a hedge
wow.
too far.
Yes, that is a hedge too far.
Hedge too tall.
A hedge that
flew
cannot
over-
reach this arm crow.
One flew over
Sadly.
the shrubbery.
Yes, indeed. I
We
did.
request a shrubbery.
Nee.
Nee.
We are
knee.
no longer the knights who say knee. Never quote that movie around
It's-
my wife. She will not stop reciting the rest of the fucking movie.
What movie?
Fine,
On how to annoy bat sauce.
No, what kind of movie is it?
Well, it is only
What's the name?
just a flesh wound.
Is Requiem.
That and Princess Bride. Just
So Robin ran away. He bravely ran away. When
As you
danger
wish.
reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin.
It's the great
Now
beast of
he ran away. He lived to fight another day. Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin.
what the heck is a botan?
I need some coconut shells for that.
Hey, let's have Robin Hood Men in Tights run through the Monty Python gauntlet.
God.
I did not like Robin Hood Men in Tights. I didn't think it was this up to Mel Brooks' standards.
You know
I
what?
actually hear that a lot.
You know what?
Yo, Highlander
Quick question.
sucks.
Quick question. What is your favorite Mel Brooks song? If it's anything other than the Inquisition, then you guys have terrible taste.
My favorite what song?
Mel Brooks song.
Mel Brooks song?
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of what I know about Mel Brooks comes from Spaceballs.
Only one man dare jam my radar. Lone Star. Wonk!
How many assholes do we have on this ship? Yo!
It's firing.
I'm
I did not
surrounded
see
by
you playing-
assholes.
I did not see you
Found
playing with your
anything
toys,
yet?
sir. I did not see you playing with your toys, sir. Good. Then leave.
I am gonna laugh so hard if they actually do go through with the Spaceballs.
Wait, you're gonna what?
Laugh.
Oh, I thought you said last. I was like, what the fuck?
I
You
clearly
said
heard
yourself.
laugh.
It's taking it
I
too
can confirm she said laugh.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do for the Iron Seas, like maybe next week. Mel Brooks week.
You mean last?
What?
Went plaid.
They've gone to plaid.
Did she say last?
No, she
No,
said laugh.
she didn't. I'm just
Okay.
running with it.
All right, look.
I fucking heard.
I love spending more time with you guys, but I'm tired as hell. Today's been busy as hell. So, I hope you guys have a good night. Okay?
All right, thanks for checking in, Crow. Good to see
Later.
you.
Yep. See
Of
you
course.
later.
And
God bless.
read out.
Here, girl.
I'm gonna leave you guys with one of my favorite animes, so you can watch with the whole family. Go watch Boku no Pico. Trust me.
What do I
Let's do it.
Boku
Boku no
talk about
Pico.
We don't talk about
Bless
it.
you.
If you wanna watch a
Go
really
search it up.
wholesome anime, go watch.
I don't. I like Pika de Gallo from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna love Boku no Pico.
Oh, Boku
Trust
no
me.
Pico.
Trust me.
I don't want to
You're
poke
going
in the
to love
Pico,
it.
but I don't mind Pika de Gallo.
Oh God! Oh God! I just
You
looked at the
realize what he was
Wikipedia.
saying.
Whoa!
Bye.
Why? Why
Bye.
did you look at me? Whoa, why?
Let that
Why
be
would
a
you
lesson
trust
to you,
him,
bad
but-
sauce. If he says trust me, it's bad.
No.
It's
Oh,
the
I
last
knew.
thing you should do.
My curiosity.
You knew,
Curiosity
but
needs
you
to be
did it
bad.
anyways. That deserves a smacking.
So, anyways, you're on a FBI watch list. Just letting you know.
Yeah. Like I haven't been before.
Family anime, Vampire Hunter D.
It's the cat. No.
Kitty.
The cat just walked over and licked my toe for some reason.
I still remember
don't get
you
cats.
sharing like a. You were sharing like a picture. So Maji, you were sharing like a picture one day of your cat while you were writing. It was like every time you were starting to write, it was just hanging on your arm.
Oh,
Hayes
yeah.
does that
Yeah,
to me
she
all
does
the
that.
time.
Yeah, no. Okay, so if I go to sit down and I'm not paying her attention, she'll come up, push herself, push herself into me, trying to pull me away from the computer, and then she'll just come and just sit on my shoulder like a freaking parrot, and just like, hey, Hey, she knows she's not allowed to sit on my computer. I kick her butt.
Every time I take this and put it on
Christy.
the living and dining room table and sit down to train, because I'm standing in front of this thing. Sometimes I want to sit. Every time I go sit, he comes out of nowhere, hops up on the table, and just starts rubbing into me and stuff, and gets between me and the screen. It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
I love you, Hayes, but enough's enough. And then he goes and humps the blanket because that's what he does all day.
Especially in the mornings, I tend to have that problem. I think you've seen the photograph when Ash
Read out.
gets on my desk.
We've literally seen your cat fucking attack you on stream.
Multiple times, yes. Completely crashed the stream with James last year. Completely literally wrecked it. There was debris falling on my head.
I don't know why you guys are keeping cats around. You know they're controlling you with their poop, right? Toxic plasmosis.
I didn't say.
Well, since I'm still disgusted
They're
by
just
the
here.
smell of cat spray, I choke almost every time I do the litter box. I don't think I'm infected.
Or you only think you choke.
That could be. It could be like the fungus that takes over.
Thank you,
Eve.
Starfury.
Like that.
In my defense, the cat wasn't originally mine. I inherited it from my mother. So. She's an
The
old
cat's
girl.
trying to wipe out the bloodline. I got you.
Here it comes, Tim Allen.
Jewish space laser.
That's fantastic.
What? Nah, she's just an old girl.
Oh yes, evangelicals are great. They come bringing good news and Neon Genesis.
Yeah, I think that's
Actually,
a
the
different
Book of
kind of
Genesis
evangelism.
is quite interesting.
That's what I'm reading through right now myself. Union soldiers go wee.
Yeah, it was the crater was it was a shit show. No, not the stream. The stream was great, but the battle itself very bad.
Oh.
Never done it again.
So read out. Now you can talk about Twisters.
Talked about that a few weeks ago. It was great. Oh, you
Now
did?
can talk about it again.
Yay!
Okay, so my one complaint about the movie,
Yes.
I had to think of it as like a kaiju movie because they weren't treating them like actual tornadoes. They were treating them like they were giant kaijus.
We're
That
going
sounds
to
pretty
destroy a tornado.
You know, they just need to hire Texas Pete. He'll lasso them tornadoes.
I mean, to be fair, tornadoes do roar like big giant monsters. So.
In that universe,
Well,
they do. They carried on that continuity. It's like one of the few things
Hold on.
carried on.
Hold on, Bad Sauce. I just
Oh, what's
expanded
that?
I just remember this is back there. So
Welcome to the internet. I'll be your guide.
You remember that really awful, like, kind of spiritual successor Twister movie that came out in?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. What was it called again?
What are you talking about? I mean,
Eye
there's
of
a
the Storm? Was that what it was called?
What was it called?
Was it Eye of the Storm?
No, it was
Into
something
the
like
Storm.
that.
Into the Storm.
Into the Storm. Yeah, that fucking movie.
It was a found
That
footage
was
movie.
bad.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
There was like this really like forced student teacher romance subplot. I was like, what the fuck were these guys
Yeah, it was
thinking?
really strange. Freddie from iCarly was there. It was really weird.
Wait, what? I don't remember anything.
Yeah, he
watched
was.
the,
He was. How he's
the
one of the
drive-in.
actors.
It's about to pass out.
Sharknado is just a disaster that you watch for the hell of it.
It was intentionally bad, and then they kept making intentionally bad movies. It is brain rot.
But not
yeah,
like
no, the-
something.
the
That's
ending of-
high art, you know.
Twisters is good.
Sharknado
The ending of
season.
Twisters was the only thing that bugged me because I'm like, dude, they just like freaking pretend they could kill it like it was a kaiju. I even told that to King Bob.
I think I even said when I was talking about it, the ending, yeah, it was a bit too ridiculous for me. And I mean, we're talking about Twisters, the spiritual successor to Twister. So if there's
But
a
here's
moment,
the thing,
I guess
Twister
kind of
was
just-
trying
Wait.
to prove itself somewhat realistic. Twisters is just like they perfect.
Wait, so was it like twin tornadoes that they were fighting against?
No,
they merged. They merged like a mech into one ginormous.
No,
they
not
forgot to
really.
bring a katana.
Did the tornadoes get together and form Devastator?
I wish.
Plus, I
That would
found the
make more
effects on the
sense.
EF5 to be very, very poor. The CGI, considering the CGI for the other tornadoes was pretty decent, which is kind of carrying on from the original because the F5 in the original was the effect that can be the most. Yeah, you could tell this older CGI.
I honestly think they just didn't know how to end it.
Did they give like a backstory to like the tornado, which is like the humans killed its like baby tornado?
No, they do not.
It was just misunderstood, like all tornadoes.
And then by the end, they free it again.
They
Oh my God. I know, they killed it like
Deserves
a
to live.
kaiju.
Tornado Island.
Tornado Island. Oh,
I believe that would be the entire Midwest.
Oh my God!
It-
You know
it
that would
would
make
be.
like a not like a full movie, but that would make like a just hilarious.
that'd be a great comedy sketch.
Yeah, comedy sketch or comic or something. Be great.
Just remember, the best character for any movie this year is Tyler Owen. Tyler Owens, his whole mission in life is to intercept a tornado simply so he can shoot rockets up in it.
Oh. It's sounds like the motivation for what's his name in Independence Day. He just wanted to suicide bomb the fucking aliens.
I'm always trying to save the planet.
Oh boy. What else has come out this year?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I think Alien Romulus.
That's not out yet, I don't think.
That's not out yet. The only other thing, like, there was a bunch of.
Well, we
little
said what was coming
movies,
out the
but
rest this year.
they
We said
were
what was coming out the rest this year.
bad. Oh, the rest of this year?
Well, just in
That's what I
general.
this year.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't kept up with any of this. Is it finally the writer strike drought and all the other shit finally caught up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
It's been a lot of low. Apparently, Borderlands is so bad they can't get anyone to watch
Oh.
it.
Yeah. By the way, that was on
Zero.
the. So it was a previous weekly winging it, and I was trying to think of like the other adaptation I saw, like trailer, and it was the Borderlands one. That's what I was trying to remember. And evidently, it only made 11 million, wasn't it? On opening.
It's bad. I know it was bad.
They're
And
they're
from
saying
what-
it's one of the biggest financial box office bombs of all time.
Oh,
And worse, if Grace Randall likes it, you know it's not worth seeing.
That's not always true, but good rule of thumb.
Well, let me check my handy dandy app here and see what's coming out.
I know, like, Disney's got Moana 2, which looks terrible, sounds terrible. And then they got Mufasa. Apparently,
yeah.
they made a live action Lion King.
They're also doing
prequel.
a
Did
Lilo.
they make her gay like they did in Once Upon a Time?
Well, they
also
can't really
doing-
do that to Mufasa, but maybe. If you.
No, I was talking about
not in
Mulan.
Hollywood, you don't know.
I was talking about Mulan.
They're also doing a
Well-
live action Lilo and Stitch, which
I really wish they would not touch that one.
it's a movie
Oh,
I grew up with.
Oh yeah, they remade
Those
The
are-
Crow.
of all
about
the
that.
Disney animated movies, that one is my favorite.
Just remember, Wrangler, you will own nothing and you will like it.
Uh-huh.
What movie?
Yeah.
What
Are you
movie was that?
happy?
I will own stuff,
What?
and they won't like it.
Lilo
movie-
and Stitch, the
Lilo
original.
and Stitch. Oh, it wasn't bad. I
Uh,
like
out of all those Disney cartoon movies, they had the best musical numbers. None.
But I mean, it's just because they took Elvis, and that was the main plot with Stitch.
Yeah,
Nothing
but I
wrong
mean,
with
they
that.
never broke out into a musical number like all the other ones did.
Starfear is right. Beetlejuice 2 is coming out. But in terms
yeah.
of original IP, there's none coming out.
There's
Not a
something coming out in
single
October.
original IP.
I still want to see Beetlejuice versus Candyman. That would be a riot. Especially since one is super serious and philosophical, and the other is just a chaotic party animal.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They're so desperate they got the UFC in theaters now.
Like
Seriously?
the actual fights or a movie, UFC movie?
No, the actual fights.
I mean, if I was in the right theater, I wouldn't actually say no.
Saturday,
I
August
thought
17th.
they more reigned over the pay-per-view area of things. Or
Yeah,
does that
but
still even exist?
theaters and
pay-per-view?
the theaters are really needing something to show and to get people to go buy tickets. So
That's why I said they're desperate.
So I actually got to see the Ballad of Missouri Bill, Jared's movie. It's not bad. There are parts where you could tell it was an independent movie. But considering the fact that I've seen, some of the Hollywood shit that's come out lately has had way worse acting than this movie, which was complete passion project by people who've never acted in their entire lives. It's not bad.
Transformers 1, the Megatron misunderstood villain story.
Yeah, I saw that too. But that was way out.
Why is it always a misunderstood villain? But back to the Misery Breaks. When is Royce doing the showing? Or like when is it gonna be released digitally or whatever?
I think he has to figure out the logistics behind it, since now we're on Discord and not on Gilded.
Oh man,
You mean the Gilded that still isn't dead yet?
no. Matter of fact, they're not even forcing you to do the account shit because
Probably they lost too many people.
Well, yeah, but like I said, it's too late.
Now.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. They lost too many people, and I guess they reversed it, but too late.
Yeah,
like the only thing I use it for is just because for like downloading images and uploading videos and shit, like clips.
Yeah. By the way, Reed, are you still on Discord?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool. Next time I bug you for thumbnails, can you send it through that instead of Discord?
Oh, you want it for wait? You want it for Gilded and not Discord?
Yeah, because when I tried all the ones you sent me on Discord, I had to go on my phone, screenshot it, upload it to Google Photos, and then download it from Photos to my computer. Because when I take the image from Discord, all the stuff I try and apply it to will not recognize it.
Unfortunately, I don't have a Gilded account anymore.
Oh, bummer.
Frequency, Otter's going to show you how to.
Yeah, he sent me something. He sent me a message already. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, I sent you the Dwater.
Download it from your
Water?
PC.
That sounds wrong.
Hang on.
Awesome.
No.
Trust me, it's legit.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. This is, I got to screen share this stuff.
Skunk showed this to me a week ago, and I went, holy shit, man.
Oh, yeah, it's when we were, it was the last week, or not the last, the week before with the weekly Wing It when we were getting ready to do the DC 20.
Behold.
Yeah, the thing that everything has changed now.
Oh yeah, nice.
I love it so much.
It is glorious.
Which now you got something out of that, King Bob. Now you can run the combat, right?
Well, I don't know, because he just announced today that like he's changing all sorts of crap. So who the frick knows anymore?
Skunks was telling me that I'm free to use it however I wish, so I'm going to be putting it in YouTube thumbnails and everything. Because why not?
Just sell your soul while you're at it, you know?
Oh,
Tim
sure.
Allen says he has his own channel on Discord called the Mead Hall.
Nice.
We're all welcome to join. Just send him a DM for a DM for an invite.
Wait a minute. Brandon Sanderson has a TTRPG?
Oh yeah,
I've been hearing.
You guys don't watch my channel.
No.
My wife is a beta for that for the DM.
I didn't get the notifications. That's what I meant.
No, yeah. So she's trying to learn it. I mean, among working, but I want to get a game. We want to get a game set up so we can kind of like make a video out of it.
I'm willing to join. It's just I've never read any of Brandon Sanderson. That's the one thing.
Oh yeah, you told me that. That's insane. Fix that.
I have a lot on my reading list.
I know, but those are like do the audiobooks for those. They're great, but it's really weird, and it was announced as a Stormlight archive tabletop RPG. Sorry, but when some of the rules and stuff came out, it was like there's no way.
Uh-oh.
You need to wipe down the mic after that.
Sad moment.
Oh,
from
he
our
was just clearing his
childhood.
throat and everything else.
Sad moment from our childhood. I just got the news.
Oh
Rachel
yeah.
Lillis, who did the voice of Misty and Jessie in Pokemon, passed away.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not my childhood. I never watched that show.
I never cared for Pokemon.
Condolences to their families.
Oh, you know who also passed away from cancer?
Oh, Susan.
Yeah, the Susan Wojcicki, former CEO.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, YouTube.
Susan Wojcicki just passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either, Frick.
Wow.
It was just today that I actually heard about it. I wasn't aware of most of what was going on there until I heard that news.
I expect Twix to keep me up to date. Frickin' Twix, you suck.
Somebody was mentioning like a year ago, like they did a video that she was like stepping down, and he was like, "Yeah, this announcement really seems like she's stepping down because she's got like something she doesn't want to like talk about." And it was like, "Yeah, she probably found out she had cancer. It sucks."
Star Fury says Nosferatu is coming out at Christmas.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a nice holiday spirit movie.
I'd rather watch the X or the Rock one. That one at least looks like fun.
So I know I'm late to it, but read out. You and Maji saw Willy Wonka, didn't y'all?
I did not. I meant to go see Wonka, but I never had the time.
I did. Yeah.
One of you saw. I don't remember what y'all's opinion was. If it was actually okay or what.
It was okay. I mean, it was kind of weird that he had to be taught how to read from a freaking 11-year-old girl.
So, did they try to explain how she died from died? And that's why he has to find a little white boy named Charlie later on.
No, he basically at the end of the movie he takes her back to her mom because her mom didn't know she was alive, and sets her on her way.
Wait. So, let me get this straight. When he became very rich, instead of giving her the chocolate factory, he gives it to some random white boy, right?
To be honest with you, he wasn't rich at the end of the movie. But what it
Yeah, but he
was
becomes rich later
her
on.
dream the entire movie was to be reunited with her mom. And he does that. He reunites her with her mom, and then they go off from
This chick
go
helps
off
him
away.
at the very beginning with his chocolate factory. So when he was looking for an heir later on to take over the factory, instead of going to her, he went to Charlie, you know?
They don't explain any of that in Wonka.
It's a really dumb concept for a movie in the first place.
Which one? The first one or the second one or
No.
both?
No, oh man. Well, everyone but the first one.
There are no movies but the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Johnny Depp one is weird.
Yeah, it was weird, yeah.
I actually remember seeing the first one in the movie theater.
You old fuck.
Yeah, he was also old when he saw it, you know? He wasn't a young whippersnap either.
That's why he's a Highlander fan.
I like how they took the music from their boat ride and used it in Thor Ragnarok.
I didn't like that movie.
Fair
There
enough.
were parts of that.
It was very divisive.
Do you like any movies at all?
Absolutely.
I will never forgive.
I like
you
a
for
lot of
saying what
good
you did about
movies.
Highlander.
Like, let me back that one up a bit. Do you like
About the same
any
as Emily?
movies that aren't lame at all?
Yeah, all of them that I like.
He's
are
competing
not
with
lame.
Evelyn.
Oh, the lame
Dude, no.
ones I like.
Whoa. I take offense to that. Dude said Blazing Saddles sucks.
I never said that.
No, Evelyn did.
He did.
Yeah. I was like, bro, not cool.
Which, by the way, I was looking at my local theater to see what's upcoming, and they'll replay older movies because nobody wants to see anything that's coming out nowadays. And one of them was Blazing Saddles, and I'm like, oh my god.
I can't remember that movie.
What?
What?
I haven't seen it in ages. I can't remember
Excuse me,
anything
Blazing
about it.
Saddles has a ton of great moments.
A lot of bridge moments. PewDiePie bridge moments. A lot of those.
My favorite joke in the entire movie is where they're just taking a jab at Birth of a Nation. It's like, oh boys, and it's just he's pulling them out. Where are all the white women at?
I only ever saw one scene out of that movie. It was where this one guy who seemed to speak in Swish, he pulls his gun and shoots at another guy, and the other guy goes, "Whoa, you're good." He goes, "Thanks, I get that a lot." What the heck?
Oh, daisies, how ordinary. Ooh, a wed woes.
It's to woo.
So, but yeah, I can't believe in this day and age that actually made it. Although I'm kind of surprised that movie still, you don't hear a lot of people screaming to get it banned. I mean,
It's still
nowadays,
ingrained in the culture.
well, I mean, it
For
was
now.
also, I think it's partially written by Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
That guy was a true talent.
I don't
Just
know if
give
they
the
would
movie
ban
another
it.
decade or two, and they'll be calling to cancel it.
Well, they'll probably just put a disclaimer on it like they did Blazing or Gone with the Wind.
Probably.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind got a disclaimer, but that movie didn't.
Why did Gone with the Wind get a
What?
disclaimer?
What does that tell you?
The disclaimer said something like, "This movie depicts slavery, something, something, something." I don't remember. It's been a while since I checked it out.
It's not depicted in a positive light, though.
I don't think they care.
The movie is literally about the suffering of people in and around Atlanta during the American Civil War.
Look, people can't think for themselves or make their own opinions up, so that's why it's
And
there.
I just remember when it came out that they did that. All the right-wing people were like, "You know, this is when the first black woman won like a freaking Academy Award, right? And you guys are whining about it."
Well, of course. Why? When else would they?
Well, that's the thing. They don't know their history. They see it and they go, "Oh, this is black. It's bad. Let's put a disclaimer." But if you actually do some research, you would learn something maybe. But that takes
What
effort.
research? Who researches history? Only morons know history.
Don't get me
Nothing
started.
good comes from that.
Wow, I
I've
feel
had-
call out.
I've had a 2-day conversation from an idiot that doesn't know history. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Did you find him on X?
Oh yeah, I had to mute him because I got sick of his crap.
Nah, I actually read out. Your videos are very, very well done, especially when you go out into the field.
I got
Except
a
for when he
small
cuts
YouTube
himself
channel.
out. That was
They also
freaking
got rid of
hilarious.
Uncle Ben and
Look,
Aunt Jemima.
So what I decided to do was he's called me out on the drive-in episode. I
was laughing.
went through, I watched it and I'm like, I kind of repeat myself when I'm saying, so I'll cut off here and we'll go right into like the title roll. I played it through in the preview just fine. No, nothing was out of the ordinary. Then it goes on YouTube and King Bob's like, "Oh, you cut yourself off," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then I go back, I'm like, "Oh crap! What? How? I played through it."
Just no
Flip Camp
accountability.
lied to me. Yeah, that was me.
It was
Can't take
hilarious though.
responsibility.
I was laughing my butt off.
Honestly, I'm half tempted just to take it down and just re-upload it because it ticks me off so much.
Hell no, keep it. It makes it good, man.
Doesn't make it good. It makes it cringe.
It's a happy little
For
accident.
you.
It's like the ending of what's that Star Wars movie? Fanboys. Where he's like, "You gotta keep the Muppets, man. You gotta keep the fake stuff. It makes it that's what makes it good."
In other words, he's saying, quit relying on CGI. Use practical effects where you can.
Oh please, yes.
That's when things come out the best, when they use practical effects and touch it up with CGI. That seems to be the best combination for a good effect.
All right, it's really quiet when I came back with fuck.
Oh, sorry, Fury over here in the chat. How about the woke edition of Zulu, where Michael Caine loses Rorke's Drift?
Dude, I haven't seen that movie since I was like 16.
Because
Good
yes,
movie.
now it would make all the people's feelings better, except for the fact that the British actually won the battle, and that's why it's very famous. Most Victoria Crosses awarded for a single engagement, 11.
Mm-hmm.
That battle reads like bad fan fiction.
And to be fair, it's a fairly good war movie.
Zulu itself as a movie is great.
Yeah.
It holds the test of time. It's incredible. A movie from 1964. It still holds the test of time, considering it's documented historical event. And boy, 60s movies doing historical epics, not really known for historical accuracy.
Yeah.
Dude,
I put it up there with Patton as one of my favorites.
how old is Michael Caine?
Like 89, 90?
Yeah,
He
that
has
sounds about
to be
right.
90 something.
Oh, so he's almost old enough to go into government.
Just about. He's reached that age.
Yeah, but he still has mental capacity, so he can't be president.
Yeah, it's
Oh, he's
true.
not fully qualified.
Yeah.
I think the bureaucracy has a higher senior population than bingo halls at this point.
Longest Day. That's another good one. We watch that every June 6th.
Michael Caine is 302. And how old is Sam Elliott now? 4,732, and he still looks like he's
Yeah, he's kind of
like in his
looked
mid
for years.
50s. He ages like Paul Rudd, or Paul Rudd ages like him. I don't know.
Wasn't there a joke in the Deadpool movie that Paul Age is now aging?
Yeah, well, it was Ant-Man was killed in his Giant Man form, so it was his big dead body, but huge, and they were using it as a building. And when Deadpool came up to it and saw it was Ant-Man large form, he goes, dead. He goes, oh, look, Paul Rudd finally aged.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Bridge
Oh,
Too Far
boy.
is another good one. I really like
I
Battle of the
just-
Bulge. That's a
I
good
just
one.
got Christina hot and bothered by mentioning Sam Elliott.
One of my favorites is the God, what was it? It wasn't a World War II flick. It was We Were Soldiers Once.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
good. We Were Soldiers, yeah. That and Wind Talkers I thought were very well done.
I did not like Wind Talkers. It just didn't. It fell flat with me.
Really? I found it
Yeah, I
fascinating.
still haven't seen that, but I was always I found the concept very intriguing. I know it's a historical
Yeah.
thing that I know little about.
Well, to
And,
be fair to Herman,
me
I
check
think
it
I
out,
would
yeah.
rather watch the documentary than the movie.
Yeah, I think the documentary.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fascinating. It really is.
So what is it? They're just using their native language that nobody else understood to.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only were they the Japanese couldn't figure out. I think it was the Navajo language because
It
it's
was.
it's got so many freaking constants in it, or consonants in it, and in addition to that, they also talked in code. So it was like this double layer code, and the Japanese.
You had to translate it, and then you had to figure out everything had a different
Yeah.
meaning from there. Yeah. So.
Exactly.
Actually, it was more than that because it was encrypted first, then they spoke in code in Navajo. So you got 3 layers that they have to get through. It's basically impossible.
Yeah, what I found very interesting, I don't know how much truth there is to this study. At first, the Navajo that were recruited did the full military, buzz cut and all that. And when they gave them the buzz cut, their performance out in the woods dropped. So they had to let them keep their hair long. For some reason, they did better. Like their senses were more attuned or something.
Well, it's because they were pissed because they had to shave their fucking head.
Yeah, I suppose there could be a psychological aspect to it, but I don't know if that's true. It kind of sounds like an old wives' tale to me.
Like Samson and Delilah.
Yeah. Star Fury says he watched 1917 over the weekend. I was feeling very miserable by the end. but also loved it.
Yeah, Dunkirk will do that to you.
Dunkirk makes you hate
In 1917.
villains.
I really liked 1917. I didn't really care for Dunkirk that much.
Yeah, actually, Dunkirk
Concur.
I feel is one of Nolan's weaker films.
Oh, AC, what's up?
Again, I would say
Well,
this is another one where I think a documentary about Dunkirk is far more fascinating than watching that movie.
Yeah.
1917 was dope though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I especially love how it was like, at least it wasn't all done in one take, but it was definitely shot to seem like it was done.
But Star Fury
yeah.
mentioned Waterloo. Yes,
The
the best movie about Napoleonic Wars in period.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was no need for that awful Ridley Scott Napoleon movie because you have
Terrible.
Waterloo. Waterloo is near perfect.
Read out. Did you ever watch the movie? Because I know you were like waiting for like the director's cut.
No, I have no desire to watch Napoleon to this point. When I have Waterloo,
Yeah, I
Some
don't even
people-
know what you're talking
you need
about.
to watch it. I think you need to watch it
Actually,
and then do a video on how, on like the inaccuracies and stuff of it. You know, be fun.
I heard someone say it's the most inaccurate piece of uneducated garbage that I've ever heard. I'd never say that. I'd never say that, but I mean,
Napoleon Dynamite or Napoleon?
Napoleon Dynamite is
Well-
closer to the real story, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Tim,
water.
as much as I would love to play that song, we can't for copyright reasons. It is a
Right.
great cover. It is a great music video. It is a perfect honor, not just to, it's an honor actually to Lemmy and Motorhead, but it's also an honor to all servicemen killed in combat for multiple countries. But we can't play that video for copyright reasons.
Yeah, Sabaton is amazing. They do lots of great stuff.
A really good documentary that got overlooked by a lot of people was actually Peter Jackson's World War I documentary, They Shall Not Grow Old. If you guys can find that one, it's
It is
really
great.
good.
That's good. Yep.
Anybody watch the Zeitgeist movie?
I have no idea what that is.
No.
can't
It's
say
a
I
d-
have.
I've seen all three of them. What was
Yeah,
his
there we
name?
go.
Jacques something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Won awards.
The dude
won
had some
awards.
fantastic ideas. In fact, when I was coming up with Atlantis City for my book, I looked at I looked at that when I was talking with a friend of mine, and he was giving me suggestions for a circular city setup. So I went and pulled up his design ideas for making those circular cities. I said something like this. He's like, "Yeah, exactly that."
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard of this.
He goes, I was getting the idea from how Romulus was set up in Star Trek, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, it seems kind of like the same thing here.
Right. So for those who don't
No,
know,
what was this something? The Venusian Project, was it?
I think it was the Venus Project. But those who don't know, Zeitgeist is like a documentary type movie that goes over. It basically blows the lid off of. It's like it lays out some conspiracies that are like facts, you know. So it's like it gets behind 9/11, lays out a bunch of facts, like the steel beams were like melted and the temperature it would take to do that and stuff like that. That's just one example. And then like the monetary system in America, how it's just all borrowed out at debt. It breaks down the financial system and like the Federal Reserve, how it's not federal at all. It's as federal as Federal Express. That's where the term comes from, is this movie. But the final thing is religion, which I think it has the most holes in it, specifically Christianity. They try to disprove, but they say a lot of stuff like there's no accounts of Jesus, but I don't know how I believe that.
That's not true.
You know what?
I know.
I
But
used to buy into that myself, having been digging through the Bible and everything lately for
I don't
research.
think it's true. I don't think
It
it's
has
true.
renewed my faith big
Yeah.
time, and
But the fiat currency, the 9/11 stuff, the second movie that's nothing but currency, and I think the third movie that's doing what you're showing here on screen, like with the Venus Project, all that stuff is freaking on point. You know what I mean?
Jesus actually documented with the Romans and stuff as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
this guy.
there are people in history that people say are absolutely historical and have less accounts of them. There's less historical accounts of them than Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think even atheists and shit like agree that Jesus like did exist, like the person.
Right.
Oh, that
Almost everyone says he was a
argue that
person.
he's a con man, but
And I think they
Right.
word it very carefully in the movie. I think, I mean, it clearly has. They clearly don't like Christians, but I appreciate them talking about the 9/11 stuff and the
Yep.
currency stuff. I appreciate that, but they clearly don't like Christians. And I think they were careful with the way they worded it, like, "Oh, there may not even be evidence," or something like that. Like, "may not be," or something like that. I think they word it clever, but I'm not trying to defend that aspect of it.
all I know is we like to talk
Oh,
about
yes.
superheroes and stuff. There ain't no better superhero than Jesus.
That's like saying that there's no evidence for like the Ark of the Covenant and shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean,
I
man.
mean, we have stuff on it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like firsthand accounts alone, like, I don't know, man. I get it. But as a kid, I heard that. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So it can mislead a lot of people, but at the same time, I appreciate, like, I didn't know all of our money is essentially physical debt just floating around. Like, I didn't know that until this movie because nobody talks about it. They just happen to sneak the Christ stuff in there. So, I don't know. I get what they're coming from, though. Because there is a lot of weird stuff, like they pepper it with truth and then sneak that final revelation, like he wasn't even there at the end, you know. But like the truth that they pepper in is they try to draw all these parallels with all these religions throughout history, right? So you got Horus from Egypt, who's basically a prerequisite of Jesus.
Mercury.
You got all these Jesus figures basically in every religion. And I mean, Christianity reconciles this because if there's one true God, he's always been there and stuff like that. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, like people point to Genesis where God says, "Let us make man in our own image," and they're like, "Who else is he talking to?" Well, he is one in three. There's God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. As an eternal being, they've always been there.
Yeah.
The Trinity.
Yes. Jesus existed long before he incarnated as human here on earth. All you have to do is be an I-beam to weaken it. It is heat till it glows cherry red.
Yes.
Sorry, I read that horribly. But
It wasn't really written the best either.
No, but he's referring to the claim that, well, the heat of fire can't melt the beams in the Twin Towers. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about bending, and we're giving it to the point where it's hot enough that you can bend it, and considering how unstable the upper half of those structures were at that point, there's enough there that those beams could bend very easily and cause a collapse.
Well, my problem with that argument
we're talking
is...
conspiracies tomorrow on the Iron Seas. What's going on?
Yeah. It's awesome though.
I know. It's just one of the big things because there's so much talk when it comes to September 11th and what happened today, and I am more than open to debate a lot of shady stuff that goes in before, during, and after that event. But the one big one's always the steel beams, they can't melt from jet fuel burning. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the heat from the merely burning. You can have steel be hot. It's solid, but if it's hot enough, if there's enough going on around it, and with all that stress above it, it's still gonna bend and collapse.
Yeah, it'll bend. It'll bend and break. And because I actually worked at a company that had a fire in their main facility, and basically what happened was a cell phone battery exploded, and it caught paper on fire on people's desks, and it spread. Just an average fire, didn't even get the whole facility, but it was hot enough, and there was enough stress on the main beam of the ceiling that it literally bent the freaking ceiling like a noodle.
Well, what is it? The lithium batteries, especially in the smart cars or whatever.
Those things. Yeah, because lithium is in the same category as sodium, and when you put water on them, they just like go berserk. They just because of the reaction.
There's nothing worse to try and put out than a metal fire. Sometimes all you can do is bury it and stay away for a few days.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but also like they'll fucking reignite like after they're extinguished and shit.
Yeah,
still.
Yeah, because it's a chemical reaction.
Yep. So I guess my question would be just to circle back quick, and we don't have to dwell on the September 11th stuff, but like the beams looked like they were cut at the base. So I get the whole bending thing and hot enough or whatever, but we all saw the airplanes hit at the top of the tower. So how are they going to get that soft enough to bend at the base of the tower?
Here's the deal.
Right.
And I saw a documentary on the Twin Towers several years before this happened. The Twin Towers are made different than most buildings, most skyscrapers. Most skyscrapers have an internal steel structure that you build the steel structure and you put the skyscraper over it. The Twin Towers aren't built like that. They're built on what's called a cantilever design, which is basically you have a center core, and then you have every floor is based off of that center core, and then the structural reinforcement is actually the outside of the building. So it's like you're outside. Yeah. So when that thing gets pierced and it gets broken,
it's just going to go.
Exactly. You basically destabilize that building. And then once that begins to collapse, the downward momentum is going to basically destroy the rest of the building. So there's no steel substructure to it. And what happened is that when the jet fuel went in there and ignited, you had enough pressure from the top to cause the supporting structures to bend. And once they were under enough pressure and enough heat to get them to a critical mass where they would either bend or break, the whole thing would collapse. And as it would go down, because you had forward momentum and you had weight on top of that, all the other structure below it would break as well. And when steel breaks, if you've ever seen, large steel breaks, it sounds like a bomb going off.
Oh, yes, it does. However, I just can't. Here's a circle I can't square. How did it go down perfectly within its footprint like free fall? That just does not make sense.
Yeah. And then there's also the fact that it's specifically a building that was designed to withstand airplanes. So the one weakness of it was
it was designed to withstand.
Well, they stopped using asbestos halfway through, which did not help.
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
Yeah, but it was designed to withstand a particular type of airplane, a strike by a particular type of airplane. But here's the thing: you can calculate that until you actually test that in real life. You don't know.
Yeah. And it's okay for.
Here's the other thing I can't quite figure out.
You guys believe the towers existed?
They were there. They were there.
On top of them once.
So weird.
I was there before they fell. So yeah.
So it was all.
I know. I grew up right outside the city.
Frequency? Are you sure you're there and you're not in a simulation?
Wait, where's my
I have no idea.
What's an example?
Here's the thing that Star Fury just brought up, though. He says, wasn't there a third building also destroyed?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a really weird thing about it.
Yep.
FBI right, the guy who owned the building, he was on a phone call and was like, yeah, there's too much damage. Pull it. So they set off detonators, and it takes a long time to set those up. So they had to have, when they said pull it and they dropped it, when did they set all that up?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The demo. And the really weird thing is on British news, they reported it coming down before it went down. There's too many things that don't quite line up.
And the report that the government themselves put out is inconsistent with the what they were saying publicly, and the whole thing is just weird for a reason. Like, I will say though, Hedge, that was the best defense I've ever heard of it, and I've literally heard, I don't know, that was a really good defense of it. I was like, okay, yeah, I can actually see the metal breaking now in my mind. I still don't understand.
I have a question though.
Exactly.
With the metal beams, if they sound like an explosion when they snap, do they sound like an explosion though if they're red hot? Or even hotter than red hot.
The bottom, right? They were always commenting about, listen, you can hear these explosions as the thing collapses, but they weren't hot. They were hot. They were claiming that the ones down at the bottom that weren't struck by a plane were popping, there was charges in there.
And you said they broke, which makes a lot more sense because it's okay. Bombs in the basement, check.
And
You
the
know,
other
like,
thing,
yeah.
the other thing too about when it collapses in, although I'm not any construction engineer, remember this is a cantilever design where they don't have a substructure. See,
Right.
the ones that they collapse, they usually collapse them at the bottom. And the thing, like if they hit the right structures right, it'll collapse in on itself. But Twin Towers did not have an interior structure, so essentially it was kind of hollow in the center. So it's kind of like, I would say, if it was going to collapse, it was going to basically deflate like a balloon, which is essentially what it did. There was nothing in the center there to cause anything to move one way or the other. So that's why I think it would be. That's why I would think it would collapse inwards. And then the third building, for all we know, that could have been debris damage. Who knows? So
Yeah, they said it was a fire, but still. Either
Yeah,
way.
Herman's right. From what the research I've seen, it's always going to break at the weakest point. The weakest point in the towers were the middle, so it's going to collapse inside, not outside. And the other thing I've always had a problem with a lot of these arguments, everything bases things on what the blueprints say, what the constructions say. This is freaking New York City, people. You really think they're not cutting corners?
They don't give a
Seriously.
shit. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
This is not. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, this was not built to code. There's no way in hell.
So,
They're like,
Hey, that's a lot of good Italians out there building good metal structures, all right? You back off my Italians.
They're not trying to save money at all by cutting
build the
corners.
best
That's
airplanes.
never going to happen.
And I just want to mention briefly, because Tim brought up, also keep in mind, in 1993, the basement of the World Trade Center was bombed.
yeah.
Yes.
According to what
Yeah.
Tim's saying, and I have not done too much research on the 93 bomb and as much as the 9/11 attacks, the repairs were not done efficiently after it.
That was weird too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
A lot of people say it was a precursor. But
It's not like you could jack up the building and redo the foundation. So
Well, that's a good
Yeah.
point, Herman.
yeah, we're gonna need about 3.2 million jacks here, hydraulic
Yeah.
jacks.
yeah.
Well, you just got to call those aliens that built the freaking pyramids and get them over here. I can live
Right.
that thing.
So, but
Well-
anyways, that's part of the reason why. And I mean, it basically, when you think about like a blacksmith doesn't have to melt steel in order to fashion it. All he has to do is get it to the point where it's malleable, and then beat the crap out of it to get it to what he wants to do. Well, it's the same principle, you know. You get something that's heated up to the point where it's structurally weak, and it'll give way.
Well, you could sell me on incompetence too. That's the thing. You could just be like, it wasn't hot at
That's
all.
how they always sell it to everyone. It's always incompetence.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
You want
They
it-
said it could withstand airplanes. I
They
guess
said
not.
that's what makes you want it. That's what they want you to make you think.
Yeah.
Boy,
Well, here's my rule of thumb. If they say it on the news, I just assume the opposite to be true until
Yeah.
I see otherwise.
Fair.
What was the bridge in? What was the bridge in Massachusetts or whatever that the large container ship took
weird.
out?
That shit's weird
Um,
too. That
one
shit's
of
That was
the
in
weird-
Maryland. That was
with-
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, with that bridge, it was built at the time to withstand a boat running into it, but they never imagined a boat being the size of that container ship.
yeah.
I mean, they've massively increased in size, and I'm wondering if that may also play a part in the Twin Towers' ability to have a plane run into it. And plane designs have changed quite a bit since the building was originally built.
A classic example in history of American infrastructure not being up with the times is the Silver Bridge collapse in West
Yep.
Virginia, which everybody's like, it's Mothman that did it. It was truthfully, and when it was put up in the 1920s, yes, it was built for the weight of the time. And then they did nothing to improve it. And by the
Well,
1960s,
why was he in pictures?
Hold on,
over
hold on.
there, right?
That-
I've never
ship
heard
was
that
being-
Mothman took it down.
What?
That ship
That's
was
my
being
headcanon
navigated by Idris Cold.
Look, there was pictures taken the day before
I
it
didn't
collapsed,
know
and there was pictures of
Mothman
Mothman
was
flying over.
accused,
there were not.
He was attracted to the lights.
Yeah, Al Qaeda
And
Mothman
Mothman?
is my new
Look,
headcanon,
Bad Sauce,
for sure.
I have a whole hour covering Mothman and the Silver Bridge collapse.
You think
I-
you know
I spent-
more than a Mothman to me? I looked at Wendigoon's channel, okay?
Wendigoon.
I
Fact checked.
but I always get a kick out of when people say, "Oh, it was engineered to withstand that." Okay, so like, how did you test that? Did you actually build another
Build
Twin
it,
tower
yeah.
somewhere and ram a plane into it to make sure that it stays up?
Well, till now,
So
it has a point. It could have been rated.
Yes,
only
I
for
did
civilians
do
or
that,
planes.
Herman.
That's true.
My buddy worked in like a lot of like the QAing for some of the testing for different equipment for the Marine Corps, and a big project, millions of dollars for a new amphibious vehicle, which we've been using the same one since World War II. They're like, all right, cool. Here's your like $100 million new amphibious vehicle, and if they put it in the water, it floated. And Sergeant Major comes over. He's like, okay, let's put some sandbags. Let's put some weight of 6 people in it, and it sunk.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, give us our paycheck.
Well, that actually makes me think
You did
of
what
a
you
whole
wanted.
different type of conspiracy,
Freaking
and that's
military.
bats. Doesn't it make sense to just kind of like see all this stuff that you have, and you just know how old it is, right? Like those old things. I get that it sunk. Okay, that's hilarious. That's a great story. But like with these buildings and these bridges, like really think about it. Like if they're specifically built to withstand airplanes and boats, like Herman said. I know that's a very good point too, Herman. Like, they for sure didn't just build a full scale bridge and ram a huge boat into it. They for sure didn't do that.
Yeah, I want to see your test plan on this.
Yeah. But to my point here, isn't that just the perfect excuse on an insurance application? Like, hey, your anti-airplane building fucking collapsed from an airplane, asshole, and then you get billions of dollars to upgrade all
But
your
you
buildings.
guys know where the
don't know.
original idea to withstand an airplane came from, right?
No, I
As the
don't.
military flies over my damn house.
Nostradamus.
We can't see it or hear it, thankfully. So
Nostradamus.
Oh, thank goodness. But what it is I'm trying to remember the exact date. But it was, I think it was just right after World War II. B-52 bomber got lost and ended up accidentally smacking into
it was a
the entire
B-25, July 1945. I think it was like 15 people were killed. I don't know for certain on it, but yeah.
But that's where the idea came from. They were going off of, at the time, one of the military largest planes, which is
So
not
a
even a
propeller plane.
fraction of the size of our planes.
Or the speed of a jet.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you think about
That's
it,
Tim Allen's
B-25s had a big tendency of crashing domestically because they've got the B-25 that hit the Empire State Building. We had a B-25 crash into the Mon River in Pittsburgh, never to be seen again. I just learned that a B-25 crashed in the Peaks of Otter, apparently in Virginia during World War II. What is with B-25s and just crashing domestically?
Didn't they drop a couple
They
of
were
nukes
big
by
slow
accident
tanks
as
in
well?
the air.
Yes, the broken arrows. Those are the
Yep.
B-52s, though.
broken
yeah,
Those are
B-52s. Now those are the awesome ones. They're made out of the tin roof rusted.
And then we've also recently lost a stealth plane or something.
Well,
I
that's
thought
why
we found that in
it's-
China.
You can't find it.
No, if it's the B-117A, I'm pretty sure we found that one in China.
I parked it right here, and you know what happened?
China.
China.
So it was, dude, where's my...
Hello? You order Chinese food? Oh, we got our food here. It's cold outside. Oh, you fat fuck. You got egg roll. You got dumplings, spare ribs. You got everything. Everything.
Everything.
Damn you, Wrangler! I was drinking.
So yeah, when the Twin Towers were built, they were going off of that incident. They weren't going off of our shit.
Yep, I think that's
And
fair.
The only reason why the B-52 bomber accidentally hit the Empire State Building was because he got lost in the fog.
Hail John Douglas,
Hail.
author of The Black Crown.
Y'all
Hey,
ever see
John.
that? Y'all
Hey,
ever see that
John.
Nostradamus prediction of the Twin Towers?
Which one? It's too
which one?
vague. Too vague.
Well, he had two towers burning. I don't know. But
Nostradamus has got
Pretty vague.
nothing on The Simpsons.
yeah, the way we refer to Nostradamus, the future will be referring to The Simpsons.
Yeah, The Simpsons or South Park.
Sad.
Either way.
Simpsons and
Yeah,
Deus
yeah.
Ex 1.
I mean, Emily pointed out to me that South Park hasn't had a Joe Biden joke.
That's really true, actually.
Maybe
Like-
they feel like it's punching down too much.
Well, that's what they claim, but like, really?
Yeah,
It's
really.
South Park. Really, he's the president of the
literally-
United States.
You make fun of like special people.
Yeah.
So
South
that's
Park
punching
does.
down.
South
Yeah,
Park
that's what I'm saying.
really does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
only
that's right.
South Park makes fun of special people. Nobody else. Nobody here. Nobody in here.
your pool! Yay!
I
Because
wasn't
nobody's-
agreeing with it. I was just saying that's probably what they think.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, but that's what they said. That's not what they think. That's
I
bullshit.
agree.
They've
It's a
never
cop-out.
been.
It's an
Yeah.
absolute
Cop-out.
cop-out.
Cop out, yeah, because nobody's off limits, right? Except I guess
It should
for
be. Yeah.
Harris Biden campaign.
Except for the PDF filing elite of
Yes.
Hollywood.
Yes.
Who's their producer? Maybe they got word from the money that says, you know, we'll let you make fun of pretty much everyone but Biden.
Well, you notice they had to tone down making fun of Disney since they're special.
I did, yeah.
Tim
Well,
Allen.
I wouldn't know. I haven't watched South Park in a long time.
And I will. Here's my criticism too. I will say, there's a lot more important things to make fun of than like Ozempic. Like, okay, cool. There's like Ozempic face or whatever, and like conspiracy theories. But like, I mean, I get the subtext. You know that like people who essentially the subtext is like there's elites that are abusing drugs while people who simultaneously need the drugs are basically taken advantage of. I get that. That's an important subtext, but at the same time, there's, I don't know, Ozempic. Really, there's bigger things. There's bigger fish to fry these days. I don't know.
No, I think
Maybe they
that's
just
fair.
haven't
But
gotten there.
yeah, my parents are one of those people. They're both prescribed
Oh,
Ozempic,
right.
and neither one of them can get it.
Or can get it or need it.
No, they
right?
cannot. They need it, and they cannot get it
Right,
because it is
right.
out.
Right, and then
They've
meanwhile
been
you
used
get
for diet pills, haven't they?
that's essentially That's,
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, not your folks, but I mean, people
yeah,
in
they-
general.
They need it for the diabetes because that's what it was designed for. But it
Mhm.
works so well at controlling your blood sugar that you lose weight. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mean to pry too much. Type 2 or type 1?
Type 2. Same crap I got.
Yeah, we are learning that type 2 is reversible.
So
Oh yeah,
I
all
mean-
you need is diet and exercise. You can
Yeah,
reverse
it's
type
an
2 easily.
insulin resistance issue. So intermittent fasting is great for that because what you do is you regain your insulin sensitivity. It's like you throw your trash in the truck in the back of the car or whatever, and you're on your way to the dump. You first get in the car, you're like, "Ooh, that stinks." And then you stop and get a coffee somewhere. You don't notice it anymore. You get out. You go back.
I think intermittent fasting is a good way to control your eating, but I think 99% of all diets are pseudoscience.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they even had somebody who was like in favor of the intermittent fasting run the test, and he had like, you know, a couple different groups, large number of people, and essentially what happened is that, you know, it was a calorie count type of thing. So some people ate throughout the day, some people did it all at once. They all ate the same amount of calories, and of course they had like another group that I forgot what they called, kind of a
The
group
control
not doing
group.
the control group exactly.
Mhm.
And so then the results just showed that the people that just it just was the exact same results from both.
I can tell you this much. I had a mellow yellow today, and I don't drink
Oh,
soda
wow.
anymore.
I haven't seen one
and
of
I
those.
feel
in
like crap.
ever.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
I used
Yep,
to drink Mellow Yellow as a kid all the time. It was just in every store shelf here. Now, the only way to find it is you would have to order. I think it's available in the South, there, all over the place, but it's not up here in the North much anymore.
It's at
I will-
Arby's. That's where that Dad wanted to go for lunch, so we went, and I was stupid and got a mellow yellow. I shouldn't have.
Well, I'm not talking about it. At that point. It's not necessarily weight loss. It's just general health. Like as that sugar is just fucking making you feel like shit.
Well,
Yeah,
it's not,
but-
it
it's
is.
not sugar. It's processed high fructose corn syrup.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's,
It's
Mellow
not-
Yellow.
it works
Yeah.
crap
that
for
is
you.
Very
so
true.
that's nastier than we realized, too.
Oh, Mountain
yeah.
Dew's banned everywhere, bros.
Have a great
Mountain
night,
Dew's banned
Maji.
everywhere.
Wait, Mountain Dew is
Maji.
banned? Oh, you mean in
banned
other countries?
everywhere? It's
Oh,
banned
okay,
in
okay.
other countries. Like
Look,
yeah,
yeah.
those countries are.
I
Like,
was confused
"Fuck
with what
outta
you
here,
meant.
dude."
Yeah, you're
Do
right.
you
you're
guys
right.
remember Jolt Cola?
Oh yeah, they brought that
Yeah.
back. They brought that
Yeah,
back
As-
for like a year.
But when it came out and people started drinking it, a guy I was working with at a convenience store, Bruce, he's like, "Why? You got Mountain Dew. It's got more caffeine and sugar than Jolt. Always has.
I think they brought back Surge too.
When are they coming out with Slurm?"
Look,
Look,
I'll
as much
just
as I
drink
hate-
the old school coffee to wake me up. Thank you very much.
Weirdo.
Yeah, as much as I hate the
I
UN,
think she's got the weird thing where when her sugar is going high, she eats something and it goes back down.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Skittles is also outlawed in Europe and stuff as well?
well, that's what I'm
A lot
saying.
of
Like,
the
as
stuff
much
we
as I
eat over
hate
here
them,
is bad. Yeah.
I think the UN is good as far as like the food regulations. I wish we had more of that over here.
Well, I did a blog on this if you want to look it up sometime, but the problem is that we're regulated by the FDA, and the only thing the FDA checks is, will this kill you? They don't care if it's healthy. They just want to know, will it kill you? If the answer is no, then okay, you got our stamp of approval.
And what's that chemical that in like Gatorade and stuff like that allows it to keep the color from not separating, and that like causes like memory loss and shit? Like it's known to cause memory loss. So yeah, if you're drinking
I don't
Gatorade,
know. I drink Gatorade to remember that.
The chemical, the chemical whose name you can't remember.
Yeah.
The FDA that fake soybean burger shit.
Oh.
Which
the one that even the vegans say tastes like crap.
well, I mean, it gives you how do I put it? Oh yeah, the fucking rats that they were testing it on got cancer and shit.
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff.
Why are the vegans
aspartame.
who think eating meat is disgusting? Why is all their food emulating meat? I don't have anything in any of the beef in my freezer trying to emulate broccoli.
Right.
Do you want to make this meat awesome if it tasted like vegetables?
Because secretly they want to eat meat.
To be fair, our meat is not really meat either. The stuff we eat has got so much freaking preservatives in it. And unless you're getting stuff from like an actual farm, the grass-fed cows, you're probably eating crap anyways.
I get my beef from Butcher Box.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call. They recently, I know there's one that does elk meat from like a Hawaiian island because there's a breed of elk that have overrun one of the islands and it's just like really pure. Or deer maybe. I want to say deer or elk, one of the two. Anyway, they have
they got deer. They don't have elk over there.
Okay, yeah, it's a type of deer. But what I was gonna say, I spaced on.
Yeah. You've been drinking too much Gatorade.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this. Tim Evans says there's a class action suit on all the makers of Fruit Loops.
That would be Kellogg's.
Oh, wow.
Kellogg's makes Fruit Loops.
Oh yeah, all the cereal companies were in on it on that Cartman on the Ozempic shit. Okay. Yeah.
And our president took that whole follow your nose thing a little too literal because every time I turned on the news a few years back, there he was giving his best toucan Sam to another little kid.
Yeah.
Our theory's got it. That's the way right there.
You remember for inflation, they said, "Oh, we'll just eat more cereal."
I do remember that.
Oh yeah, who was that?
It was one of the out of touch Democrats.
Well, that doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember.
But
you know, Tim Allen, I never had elk before. I've had deer. I haven't had elk.
Elk is really good in jerky form. That's really the only way I'll eat it.
I've also had bison, which is decent.
Yeah, I like bison.
Yeah, I took bison and put it in curry, and it was freaking good.
It is.
But first, I have to take the bison and tender it up with Ryu and Ken.
When they first started allowing them to herd buffalo like cattle, my dad got some ground beef that was buffalo, and we used that for hamburgers, and it was better than normal hamburgers.
That sounds good.
That's what I've heard. So.
It's making its way into a lot of places that serve like gourmet hamburgers, and I personally like buffalo. Like I said, it's very lean. It's got a very interesting taste, and I love the meat. It's great meat.
All right. So, is anyone here a fan of liver?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
I heard it is
the most nutrient dense food on this planet.
That's what I was just
It's
gonna say.
amazingly good for you, from what
Did
I've
you know?
heard. I can't eat it. It's disgusting.
Did you know animals will save the liver for like the alpha? Some animals. They're literally
I've heard that before.
one of one of the reasons like the alpha gets first dibs is so he can get like the choice organs like the liver and stuff.
Well, like Frequency said, it makes sense because it's the most nutrient rich organ in the body.
Yep.
Unless you drink like I
What,
do.
dick?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the blurred out rice pick kills me. By the way. Yeah. That one.
Star Fury says snake, the new white meat.
That's actually one thing I've never had that I actually do want to try is snake.
I'd imagine it's similar to crocodile or
It tastes like chicken.
Crocodile. Yeah.
Which one did I have?
Chicken.
I had alligator.
I think I had alligator too.
Tim Allen is at some point inhaled the entire zoo.
Yeah, duck and rabbit are good.
Frequency, you're like it's really messed up when your chicken doesn't taste like chicken.
I like duck as well. Ducks are really.
I've never had
duck is good.
Duck is good.
Very good.
Yeah.
The only problem with duck is it's always expensive as all crap.
Oh yeah.
Which is weird because they're all over the place.
It's very fatty too. You've got to render out a lot of the fat.
Don't listen to these guys.
No. Keto is good for you. Fat is good for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen to him. Yeah.
I just
Fat's
got
good.
back in carnivore again. I'm feeling better.
No, it's not that. It's because the bottom part of it where the duck is, there's a very thick layer of fat. You have to kind of render that out so it cooks properly.
Have a great
No,
night.
you just gotta cut. You just gotta cut it down the middle, so then it cooks evenly. Boom.
We need a cookout. Dang it.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I think it's about time to wrap this up, Frequency.
I agree. Any final thoughts before we start doing parting plugs?
Liver tastes like ass, and you shouldn't
Part
eat it.
those plugs.
I agree with that.
Well, I cooked liver in bacon grease and with onions, so it tastes awesome.
Man, I had a delicious steak tonight, and I'm still freaking hungry.
All right, let me check that last comment over here. Tim Allen says, just let them loose on the pond and left them alone. No, that's how to get a lot of them.
Ducks are cute, but they taste really good.
Yeah.
Stupid, cute, yummy tasting crap.
Bacon kidney pies.
It was actually.
Here's
Tim
something
Allen,
I never had. I guess I'm going to bet you did. Blood pudding.
Oh yeah, blood pudding's good.
Never had that.
Tim Allen, it was a roast that we cut up into New York strips. We saved money that way.
All right.
Same meat.
Ooh. What you got there, Herman?
Well, we're going to wrap this up. So start off. Lacey Pritchard.
What up?
Give us your best shell.
Oh, you can back my graphic novel campaign. It would help me and my family out a lot to make that come to fruition and be my first step into the field of comics. So I'd have audio, prose, and visual at that point. I mean, unless you count my music videos, but I'm not selling those. Either way, go check it out at funmycomic.com/ASOS. Aside from that,
funmycomic.com/ASOS.
Yep, funmycomic.com/ASOS. ASOS. And other than that, check out Iron Seas tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Central, and Pritchard Pub this Thursday. We got Eric Wag.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Wag.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Herminator.
Yes, buy my book.
By the
All right, Otter.
Well, I have a book up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the big retailers called Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Raids. If you like swords and sorcery, brotherhood, high magic, and a little bit of athletic tits, I think you'll like this one. Also, right in the middle of the beta reading phase with Book 2, and things are getting polished up rather swiftly. If you also want to see my YouTube channel, I'm on YouTube/The Lord Otter, and I also have a Substack called DownstreamPulp.substack.com.
Alrighty. That's
Buy this book. Buy this book. It's really good. I could use some reviews, guys, and make sure it's a good review because I know this is a good book. Anything else and it's a troll. I won't hear anything else. And preemptively, I don't really need to do a debate challenge or anything like that, but a challenge, a duel of minds, we'll call it. All right.
Whoa!
Catch me up.
Do you have a place I could leave criticism?
No, you don't. No, there's no criticism. Thank you. Anyways, bat sauce on everything, and we're gonna be on the me and AC gonna be on the Iron Seas tomorrow. The best show there is, 9:30 Eastern. We're talking conspiracies in the Truman Show.
Belmont Press
That's
Comics
gonna be
is going to be
fun.
there. Lord Belmont will be there.
Yeah.
Cool. King Bob.
All right, just a second. Bad Sauce. What was the name of that book? I'm adding it to my list.
Dawn Edge. If you look up Google Dawn Edge book, it'll pop up. It's Planet of Babel, Dawn Edge.
Well, I have a reading list on my Substack, so I'm just gonna add you onto that.
Or Edge of Dawn. That's another favorite one.
Edging till dawn, yeah.
No, edging. Yeah, edging at dawn. Thank
Edging
you.
dawn.
Get it right.
No,
Oh, goddamn.
I'm on edging.
Edging.
Always off the
Troll's trying to take backers away from me. Get out of here.
Otter,
Get
did
out
I
of here,
skip
you guys.
No, you didn't skip me.
Okay.
Yeah, he did his thing.
I'm just
Yeah.
bringing.
I did my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where are we? We're still
it's
in
me.
King Bob,
It's me.
right?
It's me. So I'm at CaptainBob.substack.com. I left the link in the thingy.
Yep, it's in the chat.
Please come to my website, read my crap, and leave comments. I promise I will respond to them. I need comments because I have a very crappy ego. Please give my ego something.
All right, Raven Nevermore.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't have anything coming up anytime soon. But check out the ironage.media.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, good. Hang on. Bat Sauce just gave me the link. But I have most everybody's links in there, but I don't have King Bob's, Bat Sauce's, and AC's in the description. So,
Oh, good.
AC,
add that
send
to
me
my
the
list.
link so I could drop that in the chat. And Billy Bob Sack.
You can find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. Also on YouTube, I have a Ghost of the Badlands review I done with Otter, Tinkage, and Frederick. The first 30 minutes are spoiler free. After that, it's full on spoilers. So check it out. And then tomorrow, I think at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be on Frederick's art stream. He's drawing commissions and his Rat Tail comic.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for Rattel to come out. That's going to be awesome. Not gonna. Don't want to rush him, but I am getting excited for that.
The snippet I read in
there
Angel was
is
dope.
there is Bat Sauce's link, and there is AC Pritchard's link.
Oh, I also got the Batcave going on Wednesdays. This week is a very particularly spicy. Yeah.
He's very
thanks for that,
spicy.
Spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball. Well, anyway, you can check out my stuff on Amazon or pretty much anywhere. You can find at Walmart.com stuff. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. It's a good time, and I also could use some reviews and an ego boost. So if you, an honest review, if just give your honest opinion, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining tonight. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, I appreciate you stopping by.
And
See you
listen,
next time.
if that review is really critical, you're going to call them a hater and bring up something completely something
Only
completely
chaotic
different.
neutral reviews. Only lawful or chaotic neutral reviews allowed. No good faith, no bad faith. Only chaotic neutral faith.
I'll roll for it and let you know.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all next time, and God bless.
Housekeeping.
Good night, everybody.
Jewish space lasers.
Me so horny.
All right. There you go.
Lasers, Jewish space lasers, Jewish space.